All right, hey everyone, we are here, Bangin Beers podcast. Before we get started here and we let our guest introduce himself, I just want to let people know, first off, thank you to Faith in Exile for that awesome intro music you just heard. We got heavy. We got some heavy music now on the channel.
Now we're really banging beers.
Yeah, we're going crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed our last episode with Fallen Pride with the new intro music, and we had some beers from The Answer. Very fun beers there. But yeah, if you guys like what you hear, you want to help us out, please hit that like, subscribe button. We're climbing. We just hit like 315 people. It's a slow grind on the subscription side, but we're getting there. If we hit the 1,000, then YouTube starts putting some money towards us, and we get a small percentage per video and per view. So hopefully we can get to that point. If you enjoy the show, please tune in, check out some other stuff. We were just talking earlier about, I was showing them some of the older clips and how cringy and terrible they were, but we're not professionals. We learn every time. Each episode is his own thing. I just realized the big light's on. You want to cut that off real fast?
Sure,
yeah. I was like, it's so bright in here.
Why is it so bright in here?
There's going to be a sheen off of my head.
Yeah.
This is going to happen.
There we go. Now it looks good. Now it looks professional.
Ooh.
And then we also we do have a PayPal account, so if you wanna help us out and donate to the show, you can do so. As also we have a merch page.
Yeah.
I actually just ordered my Bangin Beer Hub shirt. Should be coming in soon. So yeah, we got some cool stuff. We have a weird, we'll say a logo spoof. If it's the Bangin Beer Hub shirt. It looks very similar to a website where you can stream videos.
Yes.
You can use your imagination once you see the logo, but it's pretty funny. I think it works out really. I think a lot of people do the logo spoof of that, but I think we have a pretty good advantage with it because it just says "Bangin" in white letters, and then you see the little orange box, and you're like, I know what that means.
Yep.
And then the Bangin draws you to it, and then the beers is in there. So I think it works really well. But yeah, so we have other cool merch on there. We have everything, like leggings, pillows, stickers, posters.
I've been pushing the pillows hard.
Yeah, you want some pillow. Someone bought a pillow.
Yeah!
Not a Bang of Beers one, an Interviews pillow. And then
Still a pillow, though.
And then we sold another pillow with we had a local artist, Haley. She did a cartoon of my face.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, oh, it's awesome. I'm going to use it as a profile picture. And then someone's like, why don't you put that on merch, too? Like, put it on some T-shirts. I'm like, because I don't want my face out there like that.
Yeah,
like,
do.
it's
Yeah,
weird.
do.
And then they're like, just do it. So I put it on the store. It's the #1 selling.
Yeah.
Like, people buy that more than anything.
Absolutely.
And then someone bought a pillow with my cartoon face on it. And the whole time, I'm like, that's so weird. And then I found out who did it. It's Heidi. Heidi bought the pillow with my fucking face on it. It's probably to punch it. She's going to be punching the pillow like, fucking bastard. Yeah, spoiler, you can curse here. We don't.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is like no holds barred. It's like the Wild West.
Yeah, this is the Wild West show.
Awesome.
So, yeah, introduce yourself here.
My name's Dave. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Dave.
No, I'm a musician. Just started playing last year in July, and yeah, it's been weird. I played like 100 shows so far this year, so I'm not quite sure what happened or why it happened, but I'm happy that it did.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it got me to Frackville on a Sunday to drink beer with some guys, which is awesome.
People were like, well, who's that guy coming on? I was like, honestly, I don't know.
Yeah. We're going to learn stuff today.
Yeah, so you actually found us just by researching like local podcasts?
Yeah. I was looking for podcasts in the area, and since
what did you Google?
Podcasts local to me.
Really?
Yeah.
And we popped up.
Interviews popped up, and then it was I went to Interviews page, and once I saw all the different shows that you guys did, I was like, Bangin Beers sounds like the show that I want to maybe go check out. So I listened to a couple episodes. I listened to a couple episodes of everything, but yeah, I was like, well, that sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know we had something that was beneficial to the beer community. Let's put it that way.
We're trying.
Kind of right in the middle of mid-state here. So
yeah. So it's that's awesome. That means that we're doing something right. That you could Google us. Google me, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you messaged us, and it was around the same time we were doing the Brewfest, I believe.
Right, yeah.
And then right after Brewfest, we jumped into the planning for Skookstock. So I was like, man, I hope this guy doesn't think I'm ignoring him. And then once it kind of died down, I was like, I got to message him. And I messaged you back, and we got you in. But yeah, I super appreciate it, man, and supporting us and coming to find us and stuff. And he actually, you provided the beers today.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so he took a little bit of a break. Thank you.
Yeah. Now my fridge is stockpiling because Ben brought another 17.
Yeah, I figured.
Ironically enough, I do have a few beers in the car too.
Oh my god.
No, I'm
The
only
mini
kidding.
fridge is almost full.
I'm only kidding.
We actually we sent them home with some beers.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I got the party pack, the
Yeah.
Bangin' Beers
Oh,
party
dang.
pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
It's nice, but yeah, no, I figured the biggest thing that I've been going through right now is I play at a lot of breweries and wineries, and it's like an excuse for me to try something every time I'm there.
Yeah.
And these two places I played within the last week and a half. So, yeah, there was some last night that I wanted to bring up, but by the time I left there, I forgot it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But yeah, these are great beers from two amazing breweries. So, you know, everybody, I don't think you can buy them in beer distributors or anything like that, but they have them at the tap rooms.
Awesome.
Which aren't too far away.
So the first one we have poured here is from Rock God Brewing Company out of Danville, and it's called Bitch, right?
Yeah, it's just bitch.
Bitch.
It's a Kolsch. And let me see if I can pull up the info on it here real.
Are you on
quick.
Untapped?
Yes.
What is your Untapped name?
Something.
This is something.
Let me look. I don't know. It'll take me 2 seconds here, but yeah, the one they had a bunch of different beers at Rock God that were really good. They had like
I had one friend check it in. Andrew Hare.
oh, yeah.
Andrew Hare from our intro music, Faith in Exile.
Okay.
He gave it a 3. He
Did
had a
he?
taster of it. 3. I think 3 is a good number. 3 is like, okay, I enjoyed it, but here's how we look at it. A 3 is like, it was a good beer. I would have it again.
Yep.
3, anything from like a 3 to a 3.5 is like, you know, this is like a go-to, like this. And then
Default, like-
a 4 and up would be like, I would seek this
Seek it.
beer. Yeah,
Gotcha.
like I would like this is something that would bring me back.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so I actually found it here. I don't know if there's any much of a description for it, but it is a 6.3. Yeah, there's no really descriptions or anything, but it's been checked in 131 times. It averages a 3.59, so it's right there at the cuff of about 3.5, almost 4. So it's saying clean, light, fruity, full, and grassy.
And it's a 6.3%
Yeah,
alcohol by
6.3,
volume.
yeah.
So if you want a little something to put a little hair on your chest, but not too much on your chest, well,
Yeah.
so be it.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean,
drink
it's-
like a 6.3
No, not at all. No.
at all. That's
No
super
way,
smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
I could get that fruity bite out of it.
you got it. Yeah, yeah. That's what I noticed more than anything was after he had first got it for me and I took the first sip, I was like, that could get you in trouble. That's
Yeah.
it's like the Miller Lite of
Exactly. I was gonna say that, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to be offensive.
No, that's all right.
But I feel like, so I think the biggest stigma with craft beers is people are like, I can't justify paying this price for this beer when I can pay this price and get the Miller Lite.
Right.
Or I like the taste of Miller Lite, but I don't like the taste of a hoppy beer.
Right.
If you, this would be my opinion on this, and this is, I hope this doesn't offend the rock gods.
No, I don't think it will.
But I think if you're someone who's like, I only like Keystone, I like Miller Lite, I'm a light beer drinker because it's cheaper, and it tastes good. This is very similar to a light beer when it comes to like the Miller or the Bud Light and stuff.
It's
so
very
I
close,
think this
yeah.
is a good transition beer for someone who's never had a craft, that they would enjoy this. Yeah, you might pay a little more for it, but it's also a 6.3.
Right.
So it drinks like a Bud Light Platinum, which
Right.
will kick your ass after so many, but it still has a very light, crisp, clean taste of like a Miller Light, and it's very easy on you.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know it's fresh. It's not like a shelf beer then too.
Yeah.
So like that's another thing then too. Once you're
It's a
getting what
fresher
you're paying.
version. That's
You're
exactly
getting
what
what you pay for,
that's why I
right?
say clean. It's a much cleaner taste than a Miller Lite, but I would put it in the spectrum of if you don't like craft beer or you want to try craft beer and this is the beer you drink first,
Oh,
and
yeah.
this would be a good
it's perfect.
transition.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's funny because, well, the reason why we kind of started a little late was because I met up with a buddy of mine and went to Hidden River Brewing Company, and they're like outside like Douglasville. It's a nice little place. It's like a huge house. I'll tell you more about it later, but point being though, they had a German style Pilsner and then they had an IPA, and I'm like, wow, the German Pilsners and like the Kolsch's and like all these lighter beers are coming back. And the guy told me, he goes, people are getting tired of the IPAs sometimes, you know what I mean? They want to just drink regular beer.
Yep.
And now it's kind of making the turn to where, like, you're getting your Pilsners, Kolsch's, wherever. They're making the nice right-hand turn in the right direction, and they're coming back.
If you didn't tell somebody and you went and got a glass of this for them and said, "Here, enjoy your Miller Lite,"
Try this.
they would never.
They would never know.
They would never know.
They wouldn't know
Right,
the difference.
yeah.
They'd be like, "Wow, this is a really tasty Miller Lite."
Yeah.
100%. That's a good beer.
It even looks better in color, too.
It does. It's a good. I don't want to sound weird, but it's a gorgeous beer. It has a great color. I mean, this is also out of a growler, so it's a little bit maybe different if you had it fresh off the tap.
Maybe a little
I would say
oxidized.
definitely for me,
a little less carbonated.
Yep. Yeah. It was. It definitely tastes different out of that than it did from the tap.
Yeah.
Because from the tap you got more of that Kolsch style kind of, like, it was a little sour, somewhat. I mean, not a lot, but it was a little sour, and you got a lot more of the fruit too. So
now, Rock Gods, is it like a bar restaurant? Food?
They have a bar, and then I think they have like a food truck that comes there.
That's smart too.
Yeah. The one that was there when we were there had deep fried peaches.
Oh,
right.
Wow, that sounds really good.
Yeah,
I'd be interested in that.
I was super interested, but we got up there early enough where we kind of toured the town, and I like, whenever I'm going to a new place, I like to get there early and then just go check stuff out.
I'm the same way. Explore.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we went for like sushi at Ru Yi restaurant, and that place looked like a church basement, like wood paneling, right? Just all wood paneling.
Yeah.
And like a dark hallway back to the bathroom that had like a flickering light.
Like a horror movie.
Yeah. And I'm like, we probably shouldn't get sushi here. And they're like, hey, it's got like the best review around.
Yeah.
And no, sushi was amazing.
Nice.
Old Forge Brewing is there as well.
Okay.
And they had a bunch of stuff.
Now, do they cater to the music scene? Like they said, they try to get a lot of music in there.
Yeah. Rock God, from what I understand, they do entertainment probably once or twice a week.
Nice.
So Friday, Saturday. And Old Forge, I believe, has a open mic as well as live entertainment there on Saturdays.
Awesome. Now, what are we talking? How many different varieties does Rock God have?
I think they had 14 or 15 different beers, and there's
Not bad at all.
probably 5 IPAs on that list.
Okay.
They have a chocolate strawberry nitro that is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with dark beers.
Yeah.
For some reason, they always taste like coffee to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. I always have a hard time with those.
Nitro's actually cut down a little bit on some of the flavors then too. It's a lot smoother versus like if you would ever hear a coffee nitro, yes, you're going to taste a little bit of coffee, but it's going to be peeled like 25% and then mostly the nitro is what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
But I mean, if anything, whenever I hear a nitro beer, I know it's going to be it's definitely going to be a lot lighter than anything. So
yeah. No, I enjoyed that. That's a great beer. I'm making a road trip one of these weekends. We're gonna head up to Rock Gods, and it's not too far from us either.
No.
Yeah, it's awesome, and that whole area, like the Danville, like Harrisburg area, like it's up there. It's just there's so many cool breweries up there.
Yeah.
Obviously the Troegs, and we did Rotunda.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely, we were talking before the show started, how I like the Rock God name and how they're kind of catering the music to the beer and putting entertainment, because I think that's huge. I think getting entertainment is super important, whether it be music, comic, anything. I think that's really neat. And the Liquid Noises, we met those guys at the Retro Lovely Ball. So we have a guy who does a magazine out of our area. We interviewed. His name's Michael Ban.
Okay.
And he does like a pinup style. There's actually, I'll show you some when we wrap up here. I completely forgot about it, but he does like a pinup style. But he does all shapes and sizes, man. Like big girls,
That's
skinny
awesome.
girls, curvy
That's awesome.
girls.
Good.
And it's like World War II pinup style, but it's tattoo. Like there's girls have like they could be completely not tattooed or tattooed, pierced. Like so, it's kind of like World War II pinup has like a punk rock feel to it, like a heavy metal rocker feel.
Okay.
And he's awesome at what he does. But he did a ball, and they had like burlesque shows and stuff, and the girls walked around, and you got to meet them and talk to them and just kind of socialize. And Liquid Noise was there, and they had
a lager,
the lager, and then what was the other one?
And then they had a.
It's a mixed drink.
Wait.
It's a mixed drink.
Now
Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic.
Yeah, the gin and tonic.
Yeah.
The gin and tonic was good, but the
Goes
lager
in.
was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, being from our area, lager to us is jingling.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So every
right,
time
yeah.
I sip a lager, I'm like, all right, here's where you rank according to Yingling. I know a lot of people
Yep.
get mad, like, that's fuck Yingling. Like, I like it. I'm a fan of Yingling.
Right.
Liquid Noise made as good of a Yingling as good of a lager than Yingling. It was really tasty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for them to open. My neighbor that lives right behind my house in Marysville, he has a shop in the same building as Liquid Noise, and
Okay.
his like mechanical shop opens up into their bar.
Oh,
so
wow.
he's like, we put a couple pool tables in there. Like, we're gonna have like our own little hangout spot. So he's like, you come by, and he knows, I guess, everybody, all the guys that are there, because he did some work for him or something. But I'm just excited to have something that's so close to home.
Yeah.
That is music themed. I
Yeah.
mean, because they're going like Rock God. Whenever you go there, they have their taps are like guitar fretboards,
Yeah.
and
the next.
Oh,
the
cool.
necks, and then they'll have like ones that like an SM or an SH55, like one of those old school microphones.
Perfect.
So it's
Yeah.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
I'm a big rock person. I love music in general, but I'm a sucker for rock. But that's
Right?
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I like how they did like the fretboards like for the taps, because I know
I think Liquid Noise did that as well. I think
I think they did too. Yeah, now that
Probably,
you mention
yeah.
that. But I always like those gimmicky things, because I know I went to San Diego like 3 years ago. I went to this Half Door Brewing Company. Looks like a literal like old stuff, like a small old school house. And all you smell is like the hops and everything else then. But they had like doorknobs and like different doors
Oh, yeah.
on the taps then too. And
Nice.
like they had something really cool where it was like a peanut butter ale, and it had a little bit of coffee in it. But the weird thing was it poured out like super light.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Like it was actually a pretty good experience. Like, because my Uber driver's like, hey, like I could take you around, like to show you around like San Diego when I went out. And I said, okay. And he basically, like, he turned off his stuff, and then he just took me around a little bit. I'm like, all right, cool.
Huh.
Yeah,
So I ended up
that's-
getting a little free tour.
that's where my brother's at right now, San
Yeah.
Diego. Yeah, for the military. He's stationed out there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's learn a little about you now.
Yeah.
no.
We talked some beer. We had our first one here. We're getting a little loosey goosey.
Not really. But
So yeah, how did you get into this? The music thing?
All right, so it's a long story, and anybody who's like been out to the shows and heard this story, they always tell me I should have it recorded somewhere, so we'll do it here.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
in July of last year, I was attempting to try stand-up comedy. So I was for about from I'd say probably maybe February of last year until July. I was kind of going to open mics and driving all over God's creation for the chance to do 3 minutes in front of people and do horrible because I was just starting. I got far enough in that where I was like, I don't know, I want to try something different. Now, I mean, you guys see, I have like a ton of music tattoos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I DJ'd back in the day. I was a DJ for 9 years, I believe, something like that, and enjoyed it. But it was like, I don't know. Anytime you have like a wedding or anything like that, it gets super boring for me. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be
Playing
here
the
at
same
all.
18 songs over and over and over.
Yeah. So I got out of DJing a long time ago, but then tried the stand-up comedy. That wasn't working out, and I was literally like, I was kind of borderline lost. Let's put it that way. Like, I didn't know what was going on anymore. I was like, man, I can't do stand-up. Like, I don't want to do it. Like, it's not what I don't know. I think some things you're meant to do, and I'm like, this just probably isn't it. So I was doing my wife's oil change on her Volkswagen that I fucking hate. And I fucking hate that car. I hate that car. So I was doing her oil change on there, and I had to go to Advanced Auto Parts to get some stuff. And so I went to the local Advanced, walked in, got stuff, coming out the door, and I hear this, I don't know, well, I'm just going to say how it was said, Yo Sublime. And I'm like, I'm looking around like, what do you mean, Yo Sublime? I didn't realize I had my Sublime t-shirt on. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Yo, Sublime. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, you play guitar? I'm like, not since I was like 12. Like, between 10 and 12, I took lessons. I mowed a guy's lawn, and he gave me guitar lessons. Mm-hmm. But I never really didn't stick with it. So I was like, I haven't really played that long. He's like, well, listen, I got this guitar. He's like, he had a backpack, he had a dog, and he had a guitar. He's a homeless guy. And he's like, I have this guitar, dude, it's too much. Between the dog, carrying this, and the back, he's like, if I give you this, like, I just give you this, like, just promise me you'll play it. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, you're not just going to give me your guitar, though. Like, I'll take it. I'm going to help you out, man. I'll give you $10. Like, here you go. Like, $10. It's busted. The headstock was broke on it. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. So I took it home. I was kind of plunking around on it. I was like, actually, this thing kind of sounds pretty good. 3 days later, I Googled the guitar because I'm like, I'm interested now. I'm like, well, I mean, it is a Gibson, so who knows? Here it's like a 1957 Gibson folk guitar. Broken, in its broken condition, is worth like $2,800.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, maybe this is a sign. Maybe I should do something. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but whatever kind of intervention happened, something intervened.
Yeah.
The universe intervened. So, I took it. I started practicing. I played 4 hours a day for 5 months. I was going to open mics every week. To my buddy Wally was hosting them, and then he just told me one day that I should try doing it and getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm. What was the first song you learned how to play on it?
Oh man, first song. I would say probably Kryptonite. If I had to guess, was probably the first song I learned how to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours down. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, what's a song everybody likes? I'm like, I can do that. And then I think after that was Folsom Prison, which
Nice.
Folsom Prison has become like a staple in my shows. We played it yesterday. We played it at mock speed. It was almost, because I'm used to playing by myself. So yesterday was my first show I've ever had somebody accompany me. So I had a guy with a stand-up bass.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he was like, it was awesome, but whenever I started out, normally you play the intro for Folsom Prison, the doom 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 doom, just that fast.
Yeah.
I was like doom 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 doom, and he just started boom doom 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 doom,
Yeah.
and we just
Off to the races.
We flew through. People were going crazy. I thought they were going to stage dive off the balcony.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
my buddy's band does a cover of it, and it starts off just like Johnny Cash, like when I was just a baby, and then when he goes when it goes to my mom was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always, right when that second chorus hits, they crank it, like they turn into a rock song, and then my buddy Steve, he starts screaming, and it really gets into it, and then the whole place, like every time they play it, like they usually do it in like towards the beginning of their second set.
Okay.
And then the first set's like really mellow, get everyone calm, and then the second set they kind of turn up a little bit, and when they usually hit Folsom Prison Blues, the place erupts.
Just goes on fire.
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
light it on fire.
Yeah.
I have a light on fire song that was an accident. My wife, I was learning music, and she's like, you got to learn this song, and I'm like, listen, there's no way anybody's ever going to want to hear it. I'm never going to play it. And she says, just play it. So the one show I just played it, Backstreet Boys, right?
Everybody?
I Want It That Way.
Oh, yeah?
Acoustic.
Nailed it.
I have no way to describe the
does have a little
eruption that
dim,
happens.
dim, dim.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little acoustic, yeah.
It's just I just keep it right where it is. And I was playing it. One of the Backstreet Boys were in Hershey, right?
They tried to be in Hershey.
Yes,
Yeah.
they played one
Tried.
song. Yeah, so
We were there.
Were you?
Me and my wife were there, yeah. Actually, the makeup show is tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Yep.
right. Yeah, I played at a golf resort in York, not too far from there, that afternoon, and there was a group of girls that was going. They were all heading to the Backstreet Boys concert, and they're like, "Can you play us Backstreet Boys?" And they're expecting me to say no, and I'm like, "Absolutely." They're like, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did you just?" I was like, "No, yeah, I'll play it," and I played it, and then it was hilarious because the one girl said next time I saw her, she was like,
That was the only Backstreet Boy we heard that night.
Yeah, she's like, you played more than they did. I was like, oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, that was a cool, interesting show. So we pulled up to that show. As we're pulling into the parking lot, it's pouring, lightning. Lightning hit a pole from me to my window away.
Oh my God.
And hit a transformer. Sparks everywhere. And I see this couple, and they're literally like, holy shit, did you just see that? And they're standing under the tree line with an umbrella because I guess they walked so far from their car and they still had a ways to go before they got to the stadium. And they're just like, fuck, what do we do now?
Right.
So I stopped. I was like, hey, I know this is weird, but do you want to sit in our car until the rain passes? And they're like, they looked at each other like, well, he's not going to murder us. There's so many people here.
Yeah.
And me and my wife's like, just get in. Like, you're underneath trees and it's lightning. And they're
Right.
like, yeah. So they got in and we kind of just bullshit the whole time. Super nice people. But then we were walking to the show. There was a group of guys, which I would have never expected. So there was a group of, it was like, I don't know, like maybe 50 to 100 people. We're just like walking in a group across the street into the stadium. And the entire way there, this group of like 5 or 6 guys were just singing Backstreet Boys songs. And the entire, like the whole 100 people that were walking were singing along with them. And it was a neat experience. Like,
That's crazy.
I'm not a Backstreet Boys fan.
No.
I like their music. Like,
Yeah.
there's some songs they made that were catchy, but it was just really cool to see a fan base like that into their music. You know what I
Right.
mean? It was a neat experience. I made a lot of jokes the whole day. I was like, man, I'm so excited to hear Bye Bye Bye. And I kept making like NSYNC puns.
Yeah.
And my wife was not happy.
No.
Yeah. When the lightning hit, I was like, they're like, we're not gonna do the show tonight. I was like, Justin Timberlake wouldn't have canceled.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll fucking kill you. Yeah, it was fun.
That's hilarious.
My favorite band does a Backstreet Boys cover. Steel Panther.
Oh my
Are you serious?
Steel Panther does a Backstreet Boys. I think it's I Want It That Way too.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
They do it.
Yeah, they would do that song.
Yeah.
They definitely would do that song.
Yeah, I Want It That Way. Takes a whole new meaning when Steel Panther does it.
What if they played that with Crowbar in New York?
Oh, I'd be really happy, man. Yeah, Crowbot's going on tour with Steel Panther.
Really?
Like when I found out, I got giddy.
That's incredible.
I
Yeah.
am dead serious when I said, like, if you're gonna go, we should all go and
Yeah.
make it a good weekend to do something like that.
All right, so we're gonna go to the raspberry passion fruit.
Yeah, that thing's delicious. I think you guys
That's
will like
the
that.
passionate one. Oh
Yeah.
Oh boy, that smells delicious.
Yeah,
So
that's one of my favorites.
Mink,
Mellow
Mink.
Mink.
Yep.
I
yep.
heard of this one. I heard of the brewery before.
Yeah.
That's like around your area, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's in Mechanicsburg. It's on the Carlisle Pike, right in Mechanicsburg, and they have
It looks like grapefruit juice.
yeah, they're very good with they love doing sours. They have beer cocktails that they do that are phenomenal. There's quite a bit of stuff to drink at Mellow Mink, and they're always changing stuff. Cole and Matt, they have all their barrels in there, just kind of right out where everybody can see them. It's really nice.
Have you ever gone to Fighters Heaven?
No.
Do you know what Fighters Heaven is?
Nope.
Fighters Heaven is Muhammad Ali's old training camp in Deer Lake, Pennsylvania.
Really?
Like where he trained for pretty much his return, his everything. He trained in Deer Lake, and he bought an old mink farm,
Really?
turned into a training camp, and it's free to the public. Anyone can go and see like his old gym, where he used to sleep, where all his training partners were at. It's awesome. It's so fucking cool. But yeah, it was a mink farm. It was a converted mink farm into a fighting camp.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
When I seen the mink,
give it a sip.
yeah.
This stuff's one of my favorites. It's a super sour. That's what I would call it.
You know what? I was afraid that the passion fruit was really going to get into it. Everybody knows I hate passion. I don't like
Really?
passion
Yeah.
fruit. I don't care for it. It just ruins a beer for me, at least.
Yeah.
But that's not bad.
I
That's
actually get a lot of
decent.
raspberry.
See, that's where I kind of get that. Like, I got the more passion fruit than anything.
Yeah.
So, like, the raspberry does come through with this, at least for me.
A lot in the
Get a little
aftertaste.
sweet. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Sweetens
Like
it
if
up.
you taste like a legit, like you went out and picked like huckleberries or and you eat them and you have that aftertaste in your mouth. That's what
Right.
it tastes like. I was never a fan of sours for a long, long time. I was not a sour guy. I've become accustomed to them.
You acquired the taste.
I got you. Yeah.
After 400 beers of him going to Hudson Valley and bringing sour after sour after sour.
Oh, I fucking hammered him.
Yeah?
I fucking hammered
You're like,
him.
we're gonna break him. We're
Yeah.
gonna break
Oh,
him.
I broke him. And
Yeah.
he's like, it's not bad. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
By
That's-
like the
it's really good.
Like the 8th or 9th show when he has sour, he's just like, this is good. And
I didn't make a face. When I got good when I didn't make faces anymore. I would drink and be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, see how you're saying that's a super sour. That's mellow compared to what some of the
Is
nonsense
it?
he's brought.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's brought some that it literally tastes like you put a warhead candy in your mouth.
Okay, yeah, I've had a couple of those. Yeah.
Like your eyes are like you get the one eye
Like,
twitch.
what?
Yeah, that's really good. Once again, sorry, I get the beer burps.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, what?
It initially hits you with the sour. I initially got a lot of grapefruit. I don't know why.
I would actually agree with that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and-
kind of tasted it like a grapefruit taste.
But it doesn't have.
Yeah.
It's not a crafty beer taste. Once again, if you were someone who's like, I don't like craft beer, if you got over the initial sour taste of it, it doesn't like some of the sours they hit you with. It's hoppy at the end, and it has this drinks more like a juice or a wine.
It's got
I
a
would
smooth
s-
finish. Yeah.
I would say more of like a traditional like farmhouse.
Yeah,
Definitely a traditional farmhouse.
Yep.
100%.
I love it how they list it on their bottle too. So it's 5.1 ABV,
That's not
2
bad.
IBU. It just says 2.
a lot of people don't even put those on anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave up with it.
Give you your pH on there too, just in case you were
The
wondering.
acidity bound. Oh, the acidity. Wow.
Yeah.
What's that one called?
Mellow Mink raspberry and passion fruit tapestry.
Okay, I see Superfruit Tapestry.
That's their new one.
A blended golden sour beer aged in Chardonnay barrels before being re-fermented on red raspberries and passion fruit, naturally carbonated and conditioned.
So I just typed in Mellow Mink, Hop Moon, Moderate Darkness, Superfruit Tapestry, Horse Divorce,
Horse divorce. Yeah.
uh,
You know,
Palm
we're
Mango
down there
Sour.
close to that area.
Yeah.
So.
Tropical Escape. And just look at some names here. They have some cool names. The Rule of Two. So I'm trying to raspberry. That's what I'm looking for. Raspberry.
Yeah, Cole and Matt they're great guys. They're the guys
Wow,
there.
very very high ranked. So out of 175 check-ins, this gets a 436. That's good. That's a good score. That's really good. So it says blended in golden sour beer aged in not Chardonnay barrels before re-fermenting on raspberries and passion fruit, naturally carbonated and conditioned in the bottle. That says all that right there. My bad.
I just said it like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's really cool. This, you know what? Now I'm thinking about the Chardonnay. That does make sense, where you have more of like the boozy, but it's not very overly done as if you were drinking a beer. Like if
Right.
you're not a beer drinker, I think you can get away with this.
Yeah.
I think this would be another good entry level. I think that's important for every brewery to kind of have one of those, like,
Right.
because some people go like, I know if I were to take my wife, she's like, I hate beer, I'm just here for the food. Like
Right.
every place has decent food most of the time, and I'll be like, just give it a shot, and she'll try it. She's like, oh, that's not like when they're hoppy. She's like, nope, I hate
No,
it.
yeah, my wife won't do that
Yeah,
either. Yeah.
she's not a drinker.
So maybe what I did today was I actually brought you an assortment of beers my wife would drink. I think is what I actually
Yeah,
brought you
Nothing
today.
wrong with that.
No, these
Beer's
are great.
beer.
These are awesome. These are good beers. I'm
Yeah.
happy with it. This is awesome.
Hey, beer's beer to me. Hey,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how I look at it.
I
No.
drink everything. So like
Yeah.
Short Bus Brew when I was there, that's in Short Bus Brew House, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's in Burnham, but that's basically it's Lewistown.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there 2 weeks ago playing on a Sunday, and they had a coconut porter that was
Okay.
phenomenal. Probably the best that I've ever had. I mean,
Coconut's a tough sell for me.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a coconut guy.
Yeah, well, you'd hate this one then, because it punches you in the face with the coconut. It's a super strong coconut in the beginning, but it's very, very good.
Now, I know, like, Covered Bridge has, like, a coconut porter that they did. They did it at the Brewfest, like, 2 or 3 years ago. I forget. I'm going to be ballparking 2-3 years just because.
Yeah,
But it tasted like an Almond Joy, and I was like, that's freaking good.
Yeah.
I like Almond Joy.
What was the coconut beer we had, and it literally tastes like suntan lotion?
That was the third batch of South County's
No, that was
gelato.
rough. That was rough.
Hmm.
It literally tastes like I was drinking suntan lotion. I was like, I can't do this.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
bad.
We like you, but it just, you know, they're just tweaking different stuff here
Right.
and there.
Yeah.
but-
What do you think of our new candle? Do you still like it?
I was like wondering when the seance is gonna happen.
So I actually ordered. There's a local candle guy in the area. I'm gonna do a shameless plug. They're called Loki and Layla candles. So they do 3 lines. They just started their 3rd line up. Their first line is Loki and Layla candles. Every scent is named after a dog breed.
Okay.
I have one upstairs now. It has a very, I call it like Nirvana's closet smell. It's like a very incensey smell. It's called Voodoo Love, and it's the I forget what dog breed it is, but I have that one upstairs. But every time they sell a candle, they give proceeds to local animal shelters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Very
and
cool.
then they have this. This is the military line. This is called Get Some, and this is called Welcome Home. This is the warm apple pie candle. And then every candle they sell out of this line goes to military funds, like military
perfect.
candles.
Yeah.
And then they just started another beer burp there. Their pop culture line. So every candle has like a video game movie reference.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Nice.
My wife ordered the one. It's called Tutti Fucking Fruity. Do you know the movie?
Tutti fucking fruity.
I'll give you a little hint. The guy who said it in the movie just had a recent health scare where they thought he wasn't
Yeah, he
going to
did.
do very well.
Oh, Kevin Hart.
No.
Oh, no.
Close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, get close enough. Captain Spaulding from House of a Thousand Corpses.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Devil's Reject. The new one actually drops Tuesday.
I don't know.
3 from Hell comes out very soon.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
That's my jam. That's my stuff. Nobody else in the family enjoys him like I do. But
Yeah.
31 was amazing.
I didn't see it yet.
Oh, it's a great movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little twisted.
What did you think of his? So this always happens too at our shows, especially
no.
if you get me started. We take side tangents. So what did you think? I'm a horror movie guy as well, but what did you think of his Halloween?
Fucking hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. I liked it. I liked it.
If we're
Now,
gonna be honest.
now
I
here's
thought
the
you were
thing.
going to be like...
When I was
It's
when I
fucking
was
hate.
when I was a kid, I loved Halloween. I always used to say Halloween is the best horror movie franchise on the planet.
I agree. Yeah.
And then I got older, and then I went back and rewatched all the Halloween movies. They're fucking awful.
Yeah, well, there's a good bit of them. H2O was pretty good.
So like
Pretty horrible.
Part 1,
Yeah.
a masterpiece. Part 2, amazing movie. 3 is a good movie, even though it has nothing to do with Michael Myers. And then everything after that was horrible.
Just, yeah.
There's one movie where he kills his niece, and then 2 movies later, she's alive and has a kid.
Yeah.
Like, his whole timeline is so screwy. It makes no sense. It makes zero fucking sense. And then I go back and I'm like, how do people say this is the best franchise? You're latching on to 2 movies.
Right. Yeah.
So when Rob Zombie did it, I was like, all right. He made him. He gave more of a story to Michael. A lot of people don't like that because it ruins the mystery of Michael. But I didn't mind it. I thought I thought they were decent movies.
I'll tell you what it got me. Whenever I was trying to do stand-up comedy,
Mm-hmm.
there was a guy that made an expression to me once that stuck with me to this day, which is great. He said, "You broke the fuck meter tonight." So whenever you got up there on the stage, you said that word more than any other word.
Yeah.
And that's where Rob Zombie's movie lost me, because within the first
He overcursed.
10 minutes, oh my, I was like, geez, there's like 50 fucks in there
Yeah.
in 10 minutes. I'm
It was like
okay.
an ICP song.
Yeah. And I was just, yeah, exactly. I was like, well, because for me then at that point, it's like, okay, I get that that's his writing style, but what could you have used to convey the scenes better
Yeah,
than just
I can
dropping
agree
the
with that.
same word?
Yeah.
Just felt like lazy writing.
I agree.
Yeah.
100% agree. I can definitely see that. Even just people who curse in general, like, I don't mind when you curse, but I think if you go overboard,
Right.
if you use it to emphasize something to make it funnier or to get your point across, it's one thing. But if it's every sentence,
It
you're like,
loses its value.
I'm over you.
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
you're not that bad.
It loses its value
Yeah,
after a
100%.
certain point. You can't, because I know you don't believe everything you read online, but I've read the studies where they're like, hey, if you curse a lot,
You're smarter, right? Or something like that.
well, actually, it was the opposite. They're like, your vocabulary's terrible.
Oh, really?
So they're like, because you're using that as a filler.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think that that's true for the most part, because I have a lot of friends that are pretty smart that just that's
Like,
the
they're
main
like, they're
part.
like Irish drunk sailors.
Yes. But yeah,
Or like one of the other ones was if you curse, it's like Oh no! Wait, what was it? So there's a couple of them.
Right,
There's
yeah.
Like, one of them is like if you say like
I literally watched
drop the F-bomb so many times, or like if you say fuck all the time, like your pain tolerance is high.
Yep.
There's another one then too, like if somebody curses a whole lot then they're more honest than other people.
Right.
I could kind of get behind that one. So
Curse a lot. You have a big
wow,
dick.
man.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of. It's kind of.
Fucking right,
I know
yes.
that one's true. I think. I think.
I don't want to toot my own
know,
horn.
Fuckity fuck. That's a good one. No, that's
He
short.
called himself an ugly fuck.
This
I
is-
gotta. Now we gotta dip into
Go ahead,
that.
tell the
Oh,
story.
no.
This is Ben's favorite thing ever.
Oh my god, this only occurred in a matter of like 3 weeks or so.
He loves it. He can't get over
So-
it.
He seems very excited to tell this.
I
Yeah.
hate it. I hate it
So
so much.
So we go to the local gym here. Me and another guy, Andy Heder. He's part of Not Cool in High School. He's the indie wrestler, and he also does Tornado Tag. So
We got to bring you in here. You're just sound like you're a mile
anyhow, I always saw this guy. It was like, oh hey, like a big fat guy, crew cut, glasses, just working out. He'll pop in for maybe about 15 minutes and then he'll fucking hit the road, right? I told him about how we were doing these podcasts, and so the one day he came in, Andy and I were doing something, squats, and he's like, hey, do you still work with Tony? And I go, yeah. He goes, man, what an ugly fuck he is, like out of the woodwork. And I'm like, I look at Andy, and Andy looked at me, and we're like, what the fuck? He goes, man, he's an ugly fuck, That Heidi, his wife, she is so beautiful, and I don't get it. He's such an ugly fuck. He must have a big dick down to his ankles and all. You should see
Spoiler
him
alert,
go
I
down.
don't.
And it's just like he just goes on a fucking tangent in the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking losing it. Andy's just standing there. He's just like, oh my god, we got to tell Tony this, and I go, oh my god. So this is when he was like.
So when they found out this guy said that, I didn't know who. Like they didn't get a name. So they're just
Okay.
like,
Yeah, so
some
just-
random guy at the gym is telling us how your wife is hot and you're ugly, and the only way you got her is because you probably have a big dick.
And this
I was
was-
like, who the fuck even says that?
and it was on top of the fact with we were doing the skook stock. He was stressed out with doing the skook stock planning and all that. I go, hey Tony, some guy called you an ugly fuck. He goes, oh great, now I'm getting called an ugly fuck now. Between this and that.
I'm getting a complex here.
Oh my god.
So I
funny.
ended up finding out his name is Tom. I won't get into his last name, but he's actually a good guy. He's funny. I actually used to coach youth soccer with him.
That's crazy.
And yeah, we used to coach youth soccer together. He was a good guy, but he's funny. Yeah.
And then
He's a great guy, and he thinks you're hung like
Yeah.
a Brahma bull.
I think secretly he fantasizes of me with my big dick and ugly face,
And I think the
Possible.
funniest thing, he goes, hey,
banging my hot wife.
He goes, hey, tell Tony, Tom from Shendo Soccer said he's an ugly fuck, and it's just like every other time that he shows up at the gym, we're just fucking losing
He wants me to
it.
get shirts made that says I'm an ugly fuck.
Or just like ugly fuck, and with his head like a cartoon.
Yeah. the ugly fuck shirt.
Hey, tell Tony. Listen.
Yeah, nutty. So when if someone comes and sees you play music, what can they expect to hear? Like
Everything.
Yes.
Everything and anything that they possibly want to hear. If they're into... I have one venue, I play 4 hours of country.
oh wow.
I have one venue where I play
Do you immediately-
nothing but Sublime.
Do you immediately go on antidepressants after
I
the show?
do. I do. I'm out in the parking lot crying, shaking, a little nervous. I don't understand what it's about, but yeah.
Oh my god.
It's
I suffer from depression among other awesome things, and when we're at work, and they like there's one day a week where they just pick like the country station, and I'm at work like this is not helping me. I want to quit my job right now. Like I hate my
and
life.
buy a truck for some weird reason is what I want to do.
If I had
lawn
if I had a sister, I'd probably kiss her when I go home.
yeah. Be like, I had a rough day.
I'm gonna smack my wife in the mouth and kiss her with my fist.
Yeah, it's
I
bad.
kiss my wife
yeah,
with my open hand.
It's horrible. I don't know. It's just to me, and I'm very open when it comes to music, but I think like when it comes to country and new rap, if you put it on for 4 hours, you don't know where the first song ends and then the last song begins.
Yep.
It just fucking collides.
Yeah.
Like country and new rap is like, all right, do you have a drum beat? Yeah. Country's thing, do you have the guitar? Like, it's weird because they don't even utilize the guitar that much in country. It's like you have to have that cookie color style sound, and then you have to hit all these talking points in every song.
Yep.
And that's what new rap and country, like, it's funny because they both hate each other.
Right.
Like, I can't listen to rap and I can't listen. You are literally the same thing but on a different spectrum.
Right. Yep.
It's you're both horrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I.
And everyone only
completely
likes everybody only likes when somebody in your genre stands out. Then they're the only ones that people actually give a shit about in cross music. Like, I hate country. I can listen to Chris Stapleton all day long. I can listen to Zach Brown all day long. Now there's some people that try to branch out and get even crazier, like your Taylor Swifts and Florida country, Georgia line.
Those
but
fuckers.
I don't like them either.
Yeah. I mean, normally what I try to do, what I set out to do, was whenever I started playing shows, I was like, I just want to be able to play whatever I'm into. Mm-hmm. So literally, you're never going to come to a show and hear the exact same set list you heard at any other show. That just doesn't happen. Most of the time, I turn them over every 2 weeks. So I went from my first gig I played in November, I knew 42 songs.
Wow.
I played all 42 at that show. And I was like, if we run over, you all are going to hear Happy Birthday like 15 times and maybe Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, because I got nothing else left in the tank.
Do you like not talk between songs, or you just go right into the next one?
I just roll through them, man. I roll through them. If there's something,
you need to get some banter in between songs.
Well, if there's somebody there to talk to, if the crowd's receptive, I mean, I always try to talk to them and you know, make the show entertaining. Because my big issue was I've been out to see other guys play, and I've been out to see a lot of the people that are in my circle play, and it can be not as entertaining as it should be considering the night that it's on. So if you go out on a Friday or a Saturday, you're going out, you probably have a babysitter, you probably whatever.
You want to cut loose.
You want to have a good time. You don't want to listen to the guy that's going to play Neil Diamond or Neil Young, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Neil Young for the next freaking 3 hours. And
Bob
it was
Dylan.
not. Yes.
Yeah. You're
So-
like, oh my, I'm fucking leaving.
So whenever I switch it up, like my set list, which I have some of them with me, but it'll go from like Buffalo Springfield to the next song is Sublime, to an Ed Sheeran song, to the Eagles, to Rolling Stones, to STP, to just whatever I feel like playing then. And that way there's literally not a single person that can be there that can go, I didn't hear a song all night that I liked.
Yeah.
Wow, that you hit like opposite you're going like from one end of the spectrum to the next.
Yeah,
and, like
I
going in between.
try
like,
to cover
You're working your
everything.
way on the two far ends, and then like this end, that end, and like getting yourself in the middle with everything. That's pretty wild.
Working on the Fugees right now.
Nice.
So I want to start covering some
I
Fugees
love when
songs.
acoustic people do rap songs.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
great.
Every now and then when my buddy's band plays, they have I go up and I rap.
Yeah?
I do like I know two. So it's funny. It's a Sublime song. So they
Okay.
do the DG melody. They have a DG melody, and they'll have like Sublime, and then it cuts into another song and then another song. But they add the Fresh Prince of Bel Air in there.
Oh, that's perfect.
So, but he goes, you got in one little fight and your mom got scared, and usually the whole bar goes, you move it, John. And he goes, that's not what she said. He goes, if you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems,
That's
but a
perfect.
bitch ain't one. And then I start doing the whole rap where Jay-Z got pulled over by the cops with
yeah?
the coke in the trunk. I do the whole rap, and people are like, what the that like they don't expect it.
No, that's
and
awesome.
You just got to stay with the chord progression.
Yep.
Or we do like Afro Man Colt 45.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, funny story for you. I went to a strip club with Afro Man.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
In I want to say it was 2010.
Remember when he punched that girl in the face on stage?
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yes.
He fucking crushed her.
Afro Man came to the bar I was DJing at, and I was supposed to run sound for him. And they're like, hey, he's coming in. It's the iPod tour. That's what he called it. And I'm like, awesome. We got Afro Man to come to it was in Duncannon. I'm like, we got Afro Man to come to Duncannon. How the hell did this happen? So he pulls in his RV towing a Honda Civic, and he comes in. His rider has like 2 cases of Colt 45s on it, double malt. So we get him. We take him out to the RV. He comes in, does the show. And it's literally the iPod tour. He plugged his iPod in and sang along with it while he played his double neck guitar. And after the show, he was like, what is there to do around here? I'm like, There's like 9 churches, 4 bars, and like 6 strip clubs. So, I mean, you can either get saved, drunk, or women. So he was like, let me unhook my car. We're going to go to the strip club. So we unhooked his car, and him wearing his Afro Man jersey. I rode in the passenger seat of Afro Man's Honda Civic.
So awesome.
Over to the strip club. And when we walked in, everybody was like, nobody... You know his songs, but most people can't recognize him.
Were they like, oh, cool. Where did you get an Afro Man jersey?
No. We were in Duncannon. It was more like, where'd you get him? And I'm like, hey, listen, like, he was down playing tonight, and they're like, they looked at the back of his jersey, and they're like, Afro Man, didn't he do a song? I'm like, yeah, like, Because I Got High is the big one. I like the other ones, but
yeah, Cold 45 is my favorite.
Yes, and then I mean once they found out who he was and everybody was Googling him, then everybody was all over him.
Yeah, we love you now.
Yeah,
you're famous.
Now you're famous. Now, we know you have money. I'm like, he doesn't have money. We drove here in a Honda Civic, unhooked from an RV.
You would be a guy to have something like that happen.
Right.
It's just pretty wild. Yeah,
makes no sense.
It's pretty funny though. I
was doing a podcast at the time with a bunch of guys that have a tattoo shop.
Yeah.
And we would do it in the tattoo shop every Sunday, and we started like almost like you guys. We were getting bands in, and they were coming in and playing like acoustic sets in the studio, which was fun. But we set up outside of Tubby's nightclub in Duncannon. They had like this children's pay for play, so they raised money for Children's Miracle Network, and we set up in a bus because the tattoo guy had a bus that he tattoos out of. It's got like hardwood floor in it, and it's all set up like a tattoo studio. So we set up inside there and did a live podcast from there, and I actually got on stage that night and did a song with one of the bands. This is before anything we even thought of doing, but I did Limp Bizkit's Rollin'.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know y'all be loving this shit
right here. You got it. Yep. That was my part, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, there's been a lot of signs along the way. And like getting covered in music tattoos, that's should have been another sign. I have a music note on my nipple.
Oh, yeah?
Like an actual... Check it out. Look at it. Can we do this on here?
Yeah, all right.
You guys see that up there?
Music note, yeah.
It's just on my nipple.
That had to hurt really bad.
Listen, so the same guy that I was on that podcast with, he's my tattoo guy. And we were doing the whole chest piece. And he was in the middle of doing this side, and he was like, hey, I want to try something. And he's like, I see him adjusting the gun. And I'm like, what? He's like, dude, I'm not going to sink it that deep. It's not going to stay. I was like, all right, what are you about to do? He's like, I just want to see how it feels. I'm like, how what? And he hit me. And I'm like...
Horrible. It feels terrible.
I can't explain the feeling because it was like an instant flood of all kinds of stuff. Oh, yeah, listen to that.
I got it.
Listen to that.
In the microphone.
But it was like a constant flood of just sensory overload, followed by incredible pain, and then my nipples scabbing over for like a week and a half.
Ugh. I love tattoos, right? I like having them. I have so many ideas of tattoos I want to get, and then I sit in a chair, and then the gun starts hitting me. I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. like you know what I mean? Like everyone's like, dude, they're not bad. No, they fuck. There's nothing fun.
Like no.
Now, if you're a girl who gets like, oh my god, they're not bad. I handle them so well. Listen, honey, you have a tattoo that took 13 seconds to get done. I don't want to hear that.
Right? Nope.
Yeah, like if you haven't sat and got tattooed for 4.5-5 hours, there's nothing enjoyable about that. You're like fucking twisted, and you're like fucking your shoulder hurts or your legs fucking killing you because the way you're like.
Yep.
There's not like you're literally like. You're a contortion artist for 4 hours and letting someone stab you. It's so much. It's not fun. But when you're done, you're like, all right, looks kind of badass. Like unless you're me and you have Winnie the Pooh drinking a Gears iced tea.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's the most School County tattoo you'll ever see in your life. But yeah, like I'm the whole time I'm doing, I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Like, and people are like, oh well, you can bring something, and I'm like, I can't just sit
what
there.
What the
and,
fuck to bring?
What does that mean?
Like,
you
you can bring a book or like a fucking phone and walk.
Oh.
Like I can't focus on that shit.
That was not where my mind went. I'm like, you bringing a teddy bear?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
are you just gonna cuddle something? Like,
the one's like, I fall asleep. I'm
punch
like,
it. I punch it every time it
I
hurts.
just fucking bite it.
My mom got her first tattoo, or only tattoo, at 40. What was she? 45. 40, somewhere around that. She got half of it. Just
Quit.
a half a heart, and that's it. She's done.
She's like,
done.
Checked out. Nope. She's like, I don't care. It's all good. I'm going to have a horrible parenthesis for the rest of my life. That's what we're going to have there. Yeah, that's it.
This is interesting.
Yes.
That seems like that is even more traditional.
Yeah, they're not
Wow.
hitting you with
And
a
that's
fruit.
a tart. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
That's
hitting you with a
just-
fruit. They're just like, here's beer.
Yeah, that's like a legitimate saison.
Yeah.
Now, usually I like having it taste it like peppery and like a little bit of that fuzziness to it. Like I consider it a fuzz. Like,
Right, yeah.
But that's still pretty good though. I like traditional stuff
Yeah.
once in a while. You brought 2 good beers. Good
I'm,
stuff,
I'm,
man.
all right,
Great for you.
so I'll give one negative so people don't think I'm just fucking kissing ass every time we get a beer. Not a great smell.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. And I would
Not a
say
great smell.
it doesn't have that out of tap, I would say. Because this is my first time having any of these out of bottle.
That one's interesting.
It's definitely
fuzzy.
Yes.
That's the best way I can describe it. When it hits your mouth, it's fuzzy.
There's a lot happening there.
I would say out of the 3 we've had so far today, this would be my least favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
not
s-
terrible. I think it's still a decent
Yeah.
beer, but I would have a flight of that, and that'd probably be it.
Yeah.
I would definitely go to the raspberry more.
And don't forget, we've been really hitting it hard with like gimmicky beer with like different ingredients and
Yeah.
stuff. there,
Oh, yeah,
too.
100%.
So, like,
We-
now, like when we get into that traditional stuff, then that's when it's like, oh,
I couldn't tell you the last time I had a regular ass IPA. Like just so
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's been so
Yeah.
long since we had so many gimmicky beers.
This one's our highest ABV too of
Yeah.
the day. So that's 7.2.
It's good.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's definitely it's enjoyable, but I think after coming off the other 2, that would be my least
Yeah.
favorite. But I'm not saying I hate it.
No.
Not at all.
No.
We should have
no.
moved it in rotation. We should have done this one. And then,
Maybe.
and then
You know,
the
something
raspberry
else,
probably,
maybe.
yeah. Yeah.
But
You can't be perfect with your beer list. You can't be perfect with the
hey,
style.
Right,
but
no matter what you do,
whatever, I
not
mean,
everyone's gonna like what you like.
Nope.
Exactly.
Not every episode I hit it out of the park. That's it.
Yeah.
Or it's not for
he
everybody.
absolutely hates stouts.
Yeah.
I don't
Like-
hate
I
them.
should've
Well,
brought
he
some
doesn't. He
stouts.
doesn't. I shouldn't say that. He doesn't hate them.
My taste
but he
buds just
hates
doesn't agree with it.
due to the fact that it's just any darker beer that he has, coffee.
Coffee.
It tastes like
yeah.
coffee.
And
Right.
that's what. His,
Like they're like, this one tastes like chocolate covered strawberries with marshmallow, and it kicks you in the nuts. And I'm like, all right. And I drink it. I'm like, it tastes like old coffee.
You're like, yeah, no, I got coffee.
Yeah.
Would you
I get nothing.
tastes like coffee
And I
marshmallows?
hate the taste of coffee. So it's not even remotely enjoyable.
Oh. Yeah.
You know, funny thing. Like since we're talking about stouts, Other Half from New York, they actually had a bottled stout called Pineapple Headband. Well, guess what they put in the stout? Pineapple.
Really?
I hope so.
And
It's
a
called
stout?
Pineapple Headband.
No joke. Like it was so different.
That
People
sounds
are like
super
going
odd.
ape shit over it.
Yeah?
Like they're like, "Yo, this is fucking good." And I'm like, I tried a little bit of it because usually like I go to certain beer releases. They do shares like on multiple picnic tables and shit. And lo and behold, it was there. Tried it. It was like, wow, that was fucking different.
Wow.
For a dark beer, like it twists your perception. You probably would have liked that one. I think you
we
would've.
we did an episode where for the end game
Okay.
part 2. So I went out and I bought that a huge ass gauntlet. Cost me like $100 some bucks, and then he went and got some beers from this place in Texas that used to be from Harrisburg, Ingenious.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So Ingenious moved to Texas,
Okay.
and they made 7 beers total?
Mm-hmm.
7 beers total, and each beer was named after each stone.
Oh, that's
And then the
awesome.
very last beer was called the Gauntlet.
Right?
And those beers were unbelievable.
Yeah.
There was a stout in there. Now, it was interesting because it was a canned stout, which not a lot of people can their stouts. But it was really good. It tasted good. And then at the very, very end, we cuvées them all. We poured every beer into one glass.
Yeah.
And then tried it. It was awesome.
It was still great.
It was still good.
still good.
Yeah, and there was like 2 stouts with it, and then like the rest of them were like fruited IPAs, and even just like the Infinity Hopped was just like as Tony was saying, the only Gauntlet one. It was
Like we put
fucking-
each stone
wow.
on the gauntlet and then drank it, and
Yeah.
we called the snap.
Perfect. Yeah.
It actually caught on. A few other people have tried it since then.
Yeah, I know.
So we got the idea. It's definitely not our idea, but we got the idea from a guy who's a local drinker in the area. His name is Scob, and Scob will go into a bar, and if you have like 5 or 6 taps, he'll say, "I would want one suicide beer, please."
Yeah.
And they say, "What the hell is that?" And he goes, "Just pour a little bit of each tap into one glass."
Just like you would if you went to Burger King and poured all like the drinks
Right.
in like one soda.
Shockingly, every single time we have tried it, it's not bad. It's really it's not.
You didn't say it's good though. Is it not? Is it? It's in between good and bad.
It's drinkable. It's like something different for your taste buds, but at the same time, though, like, you know, it's just something different.
There's
like,
a certain wow factor.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a
it's just
holy
like-
shit! I can't believe all this tastes okay.
You're doing like what you did as a kid, but you do it with beer.
Right.
So
right.
we had this one beer. It was a chocolate
It
peanut
was a
butter.
peanut butter dunkel. And
Peanut
then
butter dunkel, and then we had a strawberry rhubarb.
Yeah.
Oh.
We mixed them together because like chocolate, strawberry, peanut butter, it's gonna taste awesome. We poured it together, we drank it, and it tasted like a Miller Lite.
What?
All the flavor disappeared.
It happened. It literally legitimately happened.
Not a hint. Now this was a red beer,
Yeah.
like strawberry red beer. The chocolate's the one was darker. We put it together, and it tasted like a regular pilsner.
You guys are chemists.
It
That's
had
what it is.
no.
You're
It
chemists.
had no flavor.
It did not.
It's zero. We're like, all right, are we just fucked up?
We
And-
did it on the show too.
Yeah, it had no flavor.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
How did they cancel each other out? What
I have no
happened?
idea.
It doesn't make any sense.
You tell us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
doesn't make any sense.
You tell us.
And we'll take beers too. Like we'll buy a beer and say, okay, we'll have it fresh, and then we'll take the same beer and age it for a month or 2 months, and then try it.
I got you.
Or that we'll have a beer where you're like take it right out of the fridge. We let them sit for like a half hour.
Okay.
And not get them warm, but a little less of a room temperature.
yep.
Because especially if the beer has a high flavor profile, we found that it tastes better when
lifts,
it's not
yeah.
as cold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or even when you pour, we violent pour. We get a big head on it. We let the carbonation leave the the glass, and then drink it because you have more of a more flavor.
Gotcha.
We kind of do along the lines of like a wheat beer when we do the pours, because they usually tell you pour half of it and then you swirl the rest of it and then pour the excess. So then it brings out all that flavor in it. But we do that with every beer,
The
though.
last episode we had the answer. There was a few of them we probably should have
Oh yeah,
shook up a
because
little bit.
I know we had a raspberry mango. I poured the top. It was clear. It was like a nice pink color. And then everybody else got like half of that for the drummer. The lead singer had it, like all the puree. And then, the guitarist and then Tony got it.
Yeah.
And
It was a completely different color.
Totally different taste, totally different color overall. And it's just so fascinating how you can actually
wild,
see
yeah.
that. Like how it happens like that.
Like when they pour rainbow shots.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's literally what this can. It was a big growler can, and we didn't like kind of mix it up a little bit before we drank it. And I poured first, he poured second, and then by the time it hit the last guy, his was like a milkshake, and the glass was just like a lot of residue in it. Like it was a completely different beer. Yeah. They were all really good though. The Answer made some good fruit flavored beers.
Yeah, and they're always like that too. They do a banana stout. That's people go ape shit over that.
Yeah.
But if you ever have like a banana stout, that's a whole nother realm.
I think I have had a banana stout before.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of brewers should really take some notes with certain common fruits, because you wouldn't think, oh hey, like we're gonna try a banana in a dark beer, and you're like, what? Like
Right, yeah.
like
Gets
the
smothered.
fuck? You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time though, like some people have perfected it. Like I know Trillium did a collaboration with like
Trillium makes insanely good beer. You
Yeah.
ever had Trillium out of Boston? Whew,
they're fucking consistent. Every style that they make, they do saisons, they go lagers, kolsches, IPAs, doubles, imperials, stouts,
Wow.
pretty much
Yeah.
all across the board. Like it's kind of like a rotating basis. But they made like a banana stout, and people were going nuts over that. I tried getting that. No way I could get that.
yeah.
Did you guys try unicorn farts?
Yes.
Did you?
Did we?
Yes. That's the
What'd
one
you think of it?
with it's from Dewclaw Brewing Company.
Yep.
What they did was they added edible glitter.
Actually, I just added a Dew Claw sticker to the table.
Yeah.
So when I was cleaning out my man cave, I found a bunch of old stickers from Brewfest. Like here's Swing Tree from Rusty Rail. It's somewhere here. I don't know where it's at though. It's the Sweet BJ sticker. Oh, there it is, right there.
Oh, yep.
So that sticker is no longer a thing you can do anymore because they got rid of the Sweet Baby Jesus name.
Ah,
Now it's called
get out of here.
Java something.
Swaddled baby
Sweet
Jesus?
Baby Java now.
Sweet Baby Java, because so many people were offended that Jesus was in the title. So it's called Sweet Baby Java, and it's not called Sweet Baby Jesus.
Man, maybe
anymore.
you just change it to Sweet BJ. I
Yeah.
feel like that would definitely sell more bottles.
Yeah, 100%. That's a great. I'm not even a fan of that beer. This because I don't like it. To me, the darker beer doesn't do it
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
So like you think about it then too, like the marketing would be like, hey, Sweet BJ or Sweet Baby Jesus, like, do you want to be saved or do you want to sin? So,
yeah.
whatever.
I
Yeah.
choose sin all day.
And twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's why I said, yeah.
It's like the greatest, one of my favorite songs of all time by Biggie Smalls called "Suicidal Thoughts." He said, "Fuck it. When I die, I want to go to hell. Because I'm a piece of shit. It ain't hard to fucking tell. Don't make sense going to heaven with the goody goodies. Dressed in white, I like black Tims and black hoodies." I love it. That's
That's beautiful.
Yeah, he's a poet.
Yes.
Yeah. God'll have me on some real strict shit. No sleeping all day. No getting my dick licked. Hanging with the goody goodies, lounging in paradise. Fuck that shit. I want to tote guns and shoot dice.
Yes. Yes.
No, all my favorite bands won't be in heaven. I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
I
Listen
mean,
to,
you
I can't
gotta
listen
give
to
it
Led
to-
Zeppelin and AC/DC.
Hey, you gotta give a give and take. Well, AC/DC, they're a different road. They're a different road. Don't forget.
They're on a highway to hell.
They're on the
Highway
highway.
to hell, there you go.
They're getting
Yeah.
there faster than we are. I
Yeah.
think.
There you go.
Like you think Motley Crue's making it to heaven?
Oh no.
Fuck that! So when I walk, when the gates of hell open for me, I want kickstart my heart playing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
or I'm on my way
Yes,
home, sweet.
Yes.
So let me ask you a good question since that brought up something. So where was the wildest place that you ever played? You're just like, holy shit! It was like a consistent flow, or like the crowd was really fucking into everything that you were into. Like,
Man, there's been a couple. The first one I can remember was Broad Mountain Vineyard. It is like the smallest tap room ever.
Winery,
It's
too.
a winery, right? So it's super tiny. And the only thing I noticed was this was like 3 months into my, let's call it a music career, and it was packed in there. Like, and it wasn't packed at first. So like when I first got there, there was some people there, but all those people talked to their people. So they started messaging people, "Hey, come on in," right? Come on in, and you could hear the beer.
Oh yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
got a little yes, yes.
Hey everyone.
But they had once everybody showed up and it got busy. I noticed at one point, and I have some videos on my YouTube channel. Everybody sang along. There wasn't a single person in there that didn't sing along with like every song for my whole last set. So for 50 minutes, it was people dancing, singing, and that's happened probably 2 or 3 times since then.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's my favorite too. Is when
Incredible.
when the musician can literally stop playing guitar
Yep.
and just let the crowd take over first.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's such
yeah.
a cool feeling.
Yeah, there's a certain point there where I look at, and you can see it in the video, where I'm just like, I just stopped singing and I'm just playing, and I can't believe I'm like,
That's cool.
I wasn't even playing guitar 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell does this happen?
It's awesome.
Wow.
So,
That's like I went when the Trocadero was still a thing in like 2009, like 2010. The Darkness played with Foxy Shazam, and the Darkness, they're I believe in a thing called Love
okay.
Band.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Great album.
were they phenomenal?
It's a great album.
They're really Permission to Land is the album.
Yeah.
But man, they were fucking great. They sang one song. He was singing Friday night. It's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then you hear the crowd dancing on a Friday night. let the music smother me all week and recovery.
You're gonna get copyright bans on us. Calm down.
Oh my god! But it was so wild. He's just like, holy shit! Like, and then they played even better than they did.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man.
That's great.
It's really weird because maybe it's just our area, but like it's hard for people to get out and support music in this area for the most part. It's getting better, but every time you always see like an artist that comes and plays at like Hershey or plays somewhere, they usually leave saying, holy shit, your area is so good for music because you get behind. Like the Backstreet Boys, like when they were performing, and I going back to it, we were in the bleachers, so you can see the big screens, but the one guy was singing, and I guess in his earpiece, he just stopped singing, and the music stopped, and he was listening in his earpiece, I guess, to tell the crowd that they all had to leave the stadium. And he stopped singing, and the entire stadium kept going with the song to the point where he had to hush everyone to then tell them they had to leave.
Oh, like, my God.
They were so into it. And he literally was just like, he was like, do you hear this right now?
Yeah.
He's like, they're singing, like, I'm not even singing, and they took over the song. And you want me to tell them that they all have to go home.
Right, yeah.
Like, it was crazy. Like, I went to go see, so I made my wife go to 3 Steel Panther shows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a trooper.
She is.
She's a trooper.
And then she's like, you owe me. So we went to, she's like, all right, we're going to go see Kesha at Malcolm Moore. And I was like, all right, I like Malcolm Moore.
Yeah.
I can get through this show. Not a big Kesha fan. But then I also fall in that trap where, well, am I a Kesha fan because of what media tells me, or what, you know what I mean, like that?
Yeah.
But no, I was like, when I hear her on the radio and I hear that really whiny voice when she sings her songs, I was like, I cannot deal with 2 hours of that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be fucking awful.
Yeah.
She gets on stage, and she's fucking unbelievable. That, like, her voice that you heard on the radio was not her live.
Yeah.
And this is right when she came off of her thing that she was going through with her manager, where he was like pretty much like sexually assaulting her, but she was like under this weird contract where she couldn't get away from him. It was really weird. It was like
a Harvey Weinstein kind of thing.
It was, but he was like he had her under contract where he's like, okay, you want to sue me for fucking sexually harassing you and rape, almost trying to rape you? He's like, cool, you're not allowed to be in the studio and you can't make music for the next 3 years.
What?
Yeah. So he, like, on one end was getting sued, but on the other end was holding her whole music career up. Like, he was punishing her legally that he was allowed to because he had her under contract for 4 years and she couldn't produce music or something like something insane. So she got out and performed. Her band was amazing. Like, here's the thing. Like, if you like pop artists, I can't really say that much for boy bands because the little bit of the Backstreet Boys show I seen, it was pretty much them singing to a song.
Yeah.
Right.
But, like, Kesha had a full band.
Yeah, that's awesome to see.
Like, drummer,
yeah.
guitar. Like, she was literally the front man of a band. And it was a completely different experience of what you would see or hear on the radio.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
she did the song TikTok, which I was okay, but once again, the whiny voice. She did it live with a full band, and it sounded a million times better. I'm like, why don't more pop stars just do it with a band and record it?
It doesn't sell. Things don't sell. Some things.
It sounded way better.
I know.
It sounded so much better. And Malcolm Moore came out and performed, and he did it all with a band, and it was so good.
Yeah,
it was so good. It was honestly, like, it was a really good show. And, like, people were super supportive of one another because they're both artists who support heavily the LGBTQ community. So, like, people were like face paint with like the rainbow glitter, and everyone was just open to be who they wanted to be. Like, it was a really beautiful.
Perfect. Yeah.
It was a beautiful experience. It was an awesome show.
My mom's gay as shit.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't get into that yet. But there you go. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's probably not the way to put it. But yeah, my mom's gay as shit. She's gay as shit.
You went like full barbarian.
Yeah.
Like,
I apologize.
brutal.
That was,
I love it.
That was a quick.
Yeah, I'm a big supporter, man.
Like, my mom's gay as shit. Bam.
Do
Segue.
what you want to do, man. If you want to be with somebody, be with somebody. Don't love is love. I don't give a shit what religion or what tells you.
I told my mom whenever she told me, and I was like 13 when I found out. And I was like, damn, I was a mistake. Like, that was the first thing I thought. Well, there's no way that you wanted. Oh shit. Like, okay, yeah, that's me. But no, she's been with the same woman for forever, and I love it, man. I told my mom whenever she told me, I said, I completely understand because I don't look at dicks as nice.
Yeah.
I don't see how you could.
Yeah,
I got to be honest with you. I don't get how you would find them interesting.
And for people that when they say like being gay is a choice, no, I just disagree.
Right.
That's just the way you.
I think it is.
That's your attraction.
Because especially for my mom, it gives me a certain amount of understanding because she grew up in a time and was gay in a time when it wasn't acceptable.
Yeah.
And like, and now at least she has some feeling of being included in things.
Yeah.
She doesn't feel shunned anymore.
Mm-hmm. And I hate when people like the biggest thing that comes out is like, why do they have to throw it in our face? It's not throwing it in your face. There's like people are like. When they Pride Month, it's not horrible. Like you can walk out of your house every day and hold hands with your wife and your husband and kiss each other and be affectionate in public. But if someone that's gay does it, you're like, ugh.
Exactly.
Like, no, that's why we have Pride Month. That's why we have these months to bring light to it, to say it's okay to be who you are.
Right.
Like, and it's like, well, it's making our kids gay. Is it really making kids gay, or is it making a kid who is gay say, hey, I'm more comfortable telling you that I am now.
Exactly.
Because you know how many people who, in the past have killed themselves or hurt themselves or harmed themselves or went through extreme depression and stuff because they didn't feel comfortable in their own body and skin and around people who loved them because they were afraid they would be kicked out of their house.
Yeah.
Because it's just a scary thing, man. And it's when they have those awareness months and they have those things, I think it's a good thing for people.
Right.
And I think it is good for kids to see it because I know me growing up, I had to rewire myself. I grew up as a kid who would say super offensive words like everything is gay, oh, don't be a fag, and then I got older, I'm like, they're fucking terrible. Like you're making that if someone is gay, you're making them lesser of a person because of the way you're using that context of the word.
Right.
And it's good. And I learned that by accepting others and listening to them and saying like, oh, okay, that I can see how that's offensive.
Right.
And it's not me saying, oh, well, it's America, I can say what I want. You're absolutely entitled to say whatever you want, but you're also people are entitled to call you an asshole because you're just insensitive. Like, I don't want to leave my house every day and offend somebody.
No.
I want to get along with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if that makes me change the way I say or talk or handle situations, then yes, I'm going to do that because I want to be a good person.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry for trying to make myself better.
Yeah. 100%, man.
Yeah. It's nice to see there being a certain amount of shift in that direction.
100%.
Because I would feel absolutely terrible if I knew my mom had to go through life like feeling ashamed of who she is, because she shouldn't have to feel that way. You know,
and
she should feel ashamed of me, like for sure. Like she should be like, I should have.
I'm sorry for not telling you.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
Like, hiding it.
Yeah,
especially. Yeah.
But I don't think that she. I think that at the time, whenever she went through, whenever she found out or had an epiphany that she was gay, I think that it's probably a hard time for her too, especially at that time when it wasn't accepted. I can't imagine now. So it's I don't know. It's nice to see her happy and with a woman
and in love,
in love,
and
man.
And can openly be in love.
Yep.
And don't have to hide it.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I'm like, it's good. It's good. Y'all gay it up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it because it's creepy.
Yeah.
But
do your thing.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Done.
Has it ruined girl on girl porn for you? You're like, oh my god.
Amazingly, no.
Amazingly,
it's still okay for the most part.
I always joke
ironically enough, no.
I always joke around with this girl at my job. This girl I know, she's gay, and I was like, you know what? You're ruining girl on girl for me.
Yeah.
And she's like, shut up. I always joke. She's not, but I just joke around.
Yeah. No, I wanted to tell you. This is totally off topic.
No,
Segue.
whatever.
No.
Talk about what that's what you're here for. You drove all
this.
This
Is the off the rails show. Don't forget.
Good deal. So the at the Short Bus Brew House, I wanted to ask you guys: have you ever been anywhere that had an interesting urinal? Like an interesting, not like interesting, disgusting, but like interesting as in
like
its shape or design or.
Honestly,
I think the weirdest thing I ever seen was
I got one.
A urinal cake that was shaped as a soccer ball and a goal, and when you pee on the soccer ball, it shoots it in the net.
Well, that's super, super helpful, actually.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Yeah,
it's
it
a game.
is.
It keeps guys from pissing on the floor.
Yeah, which happens shockingly way too much.
Incredibly, yeah.
Here, all right, here's a quick urinal thing. Quick segue. Quick segue.
Ah.
Why is there always so many fucking pubes all over? Do they go in and just pull their pubes out and throw them on the fucking urinal?
It's just like glitter, just that glitter meme where he just
I
throws
don't know,
it in
like
the air.
It's
I
out
don't
of
know.
fucking
Pubes
control.
might be like a good fucking standpoint. Be like, oh, I gotta hang on to something.
I got to be honest
you
with
can't
you,
hang
though.
on to your dick.
I've seen some pubes on the urinal before that were like 4 inches or so,
Yeah, it's
and
like,
that
what
might
the
be
fuck,
head
bro?
hair, but it doesn't look like head hair because it's snaked up. Like it looks like it's coiled and ready to strike.
Yeah, like there's no.
I'm like 4 inches, man. Like what are you? What's happened? Like just cousin it's down there, like
yeah, I don't get it.
yeah.
Fucking pubes everywhere. It's just weird to
fucking
me.
Medusa pubic hair over here.
All right,
just-
go
Oh my
ahead.
God.
What was your urinal story?
But anyhow, before we segued into that. Probably the one is if you ever been to Pizza Boy, they have like an old keg, like they cut open or they welded the keg, like they cut it out with like a MIG or TIG welder, and then they made it into an actual urinal. Which is
what did you say?
Yeah.
what MIG or TIG welder?
Oh,
Mig or Tig.
MIG or TIG.
Mig or TIG.
Oh,
Yep.
MIG or
All right.
TIG. Yeah,
Just,
that's
I want
what
to be
said,
very
MIG
clear
or
about
TIG.
that.
MIG
YouTube,
or TIG.
He did
No.
not say.
I
what
did not
I
say
thought
that.
He said.
No.
Dude, I was like, I have to
No.
go edit right now.
No.
I'm literally
No.
writing down 1
No.
minute, 28 seconds. Ben drops N bomb, but he
No,
didn't. You
no,
said
MIG or TIG.
All right, thank
MIG
you.
or TIG. Sorry for no
That would have been a
enunciation
weird
on
place
that.
to just drop that word. I
And
gotta
you're
be
like,
honest with
what?
you.
And Tony, like, oh my god.
I'm like, I don't get it. I
They cut it open and basically made it into a urinal, which is pretty cool. I'm like, you know what? They kind of went like Neanderthal with it, but I kind of like it because I like that place too. So
that's what Short Bus Brew did as well, which is very odd. So that's what I saw up there, and it was like a beer tap to flush it.
oh shit!
And it rained down like a waterfall into this half-cut beer keg. And I walked out and I said, dude. And he goes, the urinal. I said, yeah. I said, your urinal's awesome. And he's like, we hear it all the time, actually.
I want one. I want to.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? It didn't make much. I was like, wow, it's very cavernous. I mean, it's a whole keg on the side of the wall.
What if you walk in and someone was shitting in it?
I'd be like, listen, you can't flush that. Do you see the size of them holes, man?
Could you imagine if somebody made like a keg urinal or a keg toilet, and like the lip, you know what I mean, like how to reinforce everything and make it like this like heavy duty Iron Man toilet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, like that'd be pretty
Just
fucking
shitting into
wild
a
just
vat.
to see it.
One of my last interviews, I got my cards read by a psychic medium
Oh,
and
yeah,
a
yeah.
tarot card reader, and she told me that within 2 years, I'm going to have enough money that I will be relocating to a new house. I want a urinal in that house, so if that can work anywhere in the universe, let's make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm a big thing of like if you speak of it, it can happen. You put it into existence.
Yeah.
I just want a house with a urinal. I just want my own urinal.
Should I
Speaking of
put
urinal.
one in my house?
You should in the basement.
I'm thinking about that
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, put one in the
I actually wanted to put like a whole shower like underneath the stairs that you go underneath.
basement. I wouldn't do
Um,
it there though.
Well, I mean, not the urinal, but like there's just like a shower, you know,
Yeah.
just to have it there, and like maybe a toilet, but not a urinal.
Well, you have that back corner of your basement that's pretty
Yeah,
open.
I might just have
and
it.
that's right where your sewage hookup is. I would put it there
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
because you're
yeah.
gonna run sewage pipe up and
They,
then
they
down.
do like some like fucking pump or whatever that
Yeah.
you can
You-
do it from there.
Yeah.
a
A
gravity
whatever,
system feed.
Gravity,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to let you guys chat for a second. I got to pee.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So
We'll
I'm
talk-
going to do that. You guys
you start
do
a whole pee talk,
yeah. As soon as we started
Hey,
talking
that's
about
absolutely
urinals,
fine.
I'm like, fuck, I got to go.
man, I gotta go, man.
What beers did you grab today?
What I grabbed two hidden River Brewing Company ones. One
cans?
one is a India Pale Ale. I don't know if it's single or double dry hopped or a double IPA, and another one was a German Pilsner. I already asked because they make some really wild shit then too at Hidden River. I go, do you have any crowlers left? And he's like, no, we ran out of crowlers. Unfortunately, we can't really do those. But really cool little place to go because like it was my first time there. I met up with my buddy that usually goes with me to Hudson Valley and or Other Half and or Burley Oak, depending on when I can go. And walk through it, like big bar area at first, and then you walk through and it's like basically a whole living house that you walk through, and it's like kind of reminds me of the 38th Street Lounge in Washington D.C. It used to be where Teddy Roosevelt used to actually live, but they have like the second and third floors basically all still furniture.
That dog is driving me nuts.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
It's so loud. It's in our ears. It's so loud.
Yeah.
All right, Sharpie. It's bad enough your Cowboys beat the Redskins. You're gonna have your dog come out now. So,
no.
Your dog has to pee. I get it. I'm only joking. I went to Compass Rose last night.
Yeah. So
nice bar. Mm-hmm. They got a decent craft selection in there.
They do. Yeah. They were even impressive with their cocktails too.
I don't drink mixed drinks. So.
I like drinking mixed drinks. Like this was the first time in a while. I went with Scob and I went with his buddies, and we had a garlic Bloody Mary. They have a Bloody Mary mixed with garlic. I said to the girl, make it as spicy as possible. She hit 2 hits of horseradish in there and did all of her stuff, and it was like, I thought it was great. It tasted excellent.
Yeah. Do you like our Psycho shower curtain?
I love it. I love it. I was like, all right, this is nice.
Well, we were gonna ask, but I don't know if up to you or not. But do you want to try a Hidden River?
No, we're not gonna. We'll save those 2 cans for a Hidden River show.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. Sure. I don't want to take away from Rock God and Mellow Mink. Like, this is their episode. He brought the stuff.
No, fair enough.
Overall, I liked all the beers, but let's get. We talked a lot about beers and stuff like that.
Do you have one that's not Hidden River we can try?
Hey,
go grab in the back. Go grab the Troegs.
Okay. All right, there we go.
The golden,
they're local.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like it up there. I like the depth of your toilet too.
Yeah.
Like mine's super shallow. Like I could tell you got that big dick game.
Yeah.
You gotta have a little swing room in there.
I don't want to hit the water.
Yeah.
My wife hates it.
Hey, don't Tony. You got that big dick game. You need a big toilet.
That one, my wife, she can't sit on it. I had to get her like a squatty potty.
Yeah.
She, like, her feet dangle when she's on the
Really?
toilet. Yeah, she's so little.
I love it. It's nice. I mean, I didn't sit down to pee.
Yeah.
But you know, it looked like it would be comfortable if you had to.
Yeah.
Unless your feet are swinging.
Yeah.
And then we have a stool. We use a stool in our house. It's like a little stool. You can. If I put the stool there, though, my knees are up above my head.
That's the best way to poop, they said.
I don't think so. I feel like I'm just stuck in some basket.
No. What is that? All right, we'll do that
Fly
one.
move fly.
Yeah, we'll do that.
The who what?
We're doing.
I was saying grab
cage.
the golden one I just got.
Oh.
I had to get them in there. That's fine though.
That's all right. We're gonna do it anyway.
I can go back.
No, you're fine. We'll bust this
go-
out
I
because
can- I
you
can
bought
go
this a
back.
while ago. We can get rid of it.
Yeah, I can go back.
So I'll play a song for you guys then.
Original?
One of my singles.
Okay. Cool. I don't know how it's gonna sound, but we'll try it.
It's all right. I mean, it won't make it sound all right. It's
No,
good.
I'm saying like how the mic's gonna pick it up. We'll give it a
It'll
shot.
be all right. I'll just
I'm
back up.
tagging you in. I have to use the can.
All right.
I'll back up. I'll back up. No, but we'll try it out. The problem is, like I was telling you earlier, with the album, with all the different songs. Like I have a song about addiction, which was the first single that I released.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a song about addiction, and then I have a song about the whole opposite spectrum of getting high and partying. And then I have a pop song, which is a love song, which is kind of odd for me. But it's kind of all over the spectrum.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun album. We don't have a name for it yet. Half the songs aren't even named yet. It's just stuff that I've wrote that people really seem to dig.
Okay.
And I have like almost one that's kind of like a who does I'm trying to think of the name of the song. Something about John Cena in it. It's I don't remember. It's got something about John Cena's wiener in it.
From the movie he was in.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I do know what you're talking about.
It's along the same lines as whatever that song is that I'm never going to remember by the time we're done recording. So, but yeah. So I have like a little mixture of everything. And you guys can check out davegates.org is my website. I'm on Facebook.
All these links will be below as well.
Yeah. So we'll get them published, but you guys can check it out on there. I'm always releasing music. I'm always putting up videos from shows and just anywhere that I play. I try to record it. I host open mics all over the area, so down my way.
Yeah.
I actually have a junior open mic that I host.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I was going to be doing today, but I came here to hang out with you guys, which
Nice.
is super fun. But 3
Wow,
weeks
we feel
ago.
important.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. 3 weeks ago, I had a vocal coach come there, and he came in and he was like, "Hey, it's junior open mic, so only you have to be 21 or under to play. So nobody can play that's over 21 besides me. Like I pretend I'm 21."
Yeah.
And they're like, "We don't believe that at all." I'm like, "Yeah, me either." But they're so he brought in he said, "I have like 13 students coming," and I'm like, "What are you, like a music teacher?" He's like, kinda like
I can't grab it.
he's like a vocal coach for these kids, and they are phenomenally good. Like the kids they're all like Broadway level musicians.
Oh wow.
Oh damn.
Like, yeah. So I have a bunch of that. So if you're into listening to kids sing Disney songs, that's on my page too.
Awesome.
So you can check that. Yes. Yeah. The first girl that sang, and if I can cue up a recording, that I can show you. But the first girl that sang some. The voice didn't make sense of who it was coming out of.
Yeah.
It was such a sultry. She sounded like Adele, but she was like 12.
Wow.
So
who are some of your musical influences? Like if we popped on your greatest hits albums or music,
Yes.
like who's some of the guys? Who are your go-tos?
okay, so I have a lot of really guilty obsessions.
Me too.
So STP's super cool. I love STP.
Now, are you an STP and Nirvana fan, or are you a fan who totes the line like I only like you only like?
No, I like both.
Yeah.
I like both, and I got to be honest with you. The show Ozarks on Netflix, they had a guy on there that played. It was one of the characters, and he was playing guitar and singing a Nirvana song, and it was incredible. That made me fall in love with Nirvana again. So yeah, I mean, I don't really toe the line. I spread it out. I love Luther Vandross. I love.
I like Otis Redding. He's one of my favorites.
Love Otis Redding. I'm a huge Johnny Lang fan, which is like he's a blues guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
He's super good. My shit right now is a local guy. This guy is phenomenal. If you guys haven't heard of him, you want to check him out. His name's Shine Delphi. He is phenomenal. All original New Orleans style acoustic. So he's literally. I listen to him on Pandora. He's my Pandora go-to station.
Oh, nice.
I met him, had a chance to play some. We played the same places a lot. So I got a chance to go out, and my one night off that I had last month, we went to go see him play, and he was entertaining from the start to the finish. He uses the yeah. He has the harmonica, so he plays the harmonica.
Oh dang!
And he has the little tambourine underneath his foot, so he taps it out and sings and and he's got that southern soulful style to his music. He just opened up. I don't know if he opened up yet, but he was going to be playing at Club XL in Harrisburg as an opener for for another musician. So
You know what place in Harrisburg is kicking ass? HMAC.
HMAC is. I played there.
Yeah,
I played
kicking
there,
ass, man. I was really fortunate enough. I went up. My little brother Craig Hetherington. He does like showcase shows up there.
Okay, yeah.
Like he does a lot with like local raps and the hip hop scene.
Okay.
And they have like a team, and they're putting shows together during the weeks there.
Yeah.
And then I got a chance to meet the owner, but then the owner changed over to the guy who I met when I was there, Chris. Chris took over.
Chris Conduit, yeah.
Chris, super nice dude.
Yeah.
And he's kicking ass there, man. That's an awesome venue. It's
beautiful.
The upstairs is nice. The small venue, everywhere is nice. Awesome. You're talking about craft beer. They got it there, man. They got a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff.
They had a festival called the Evening or Rising Sun Festival, and that was with Black Hole or no. I don't remember who played. But there was somebody who played that was decent for the headliner. But I played a show there early and played all originals. So I had like a 45-minute set of mostly originals. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I played Harvey Danger.
Nice.
Flagpole Sitta. Yeah,
Yeah,
played that on acoustic, and people loved that. And I think I played Radiohead Creep because everybody seems to love that song, and it sounds beautiful on acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
So
and it's funny because like every time I hear Creep, somebody did a meme of like donuts. I'm a crepe. I'm a like it's all like
That's your theme song, you creep.
No, I don't want to hear that. I'm done doing that.
This looks like my kind of beer.
11.5%.
That looks like my kind
This
of
is
beer.
bourbon barrel aged Flying Mouflon barley wine. This is our, I think, our second or
It's a
maybe
Troegs
our,
barley wine.
or maybe our first barley wine beer.
Yeah.
Very
I have to
first.
finish my sour
Take your,
first.
Oh, man.
Take your time.
That smells amazing.
Take your time.
So is there anything else you want to talk about or cover, like about your life?
Not really. Just that I'm enjoying it, and I hopefully I can play some shows up in this area.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to book. I book everywhere. So if you know of a place that has music and you're like, oh, you know, we'd like to try him out here, just say something to them. Have them get in contact with me. Send me a message. I'm on Facebook. I listen all the time. If you come out to a show and I'm not playing a song that you want to hear, you can message me. I will learn that song. Like that's what I do.
He's gonna learn Feeling Whitney.
I will. Yes, absolutely.
That's good goddamn customer service right there.
I try to, like, I had a couple over at Rock God when I was playing there. Mm-hmm. They came up, they sent a note up with my wife, and it said, Randy Travis, forever and ever, amen. That's all it said on there. Mm-hmm. And she's like, here, can you play? And I was like, I've never
even heard of that song.
Yeah. I was like, I said, I'll give it a shot. So I downloaded the lyrics on my phone, put it up on my stand. Whenever I got up for my next set, I opened with that song. I'm like, hey, listen, I've never played it before. Can't promise anything. And it went really well, apparently. Mm-hmm. And here it was the couple's 35th wedding anniversary, and he gave her a ring afterwards.
Oh, wow.
So, like, yeah, he went out there and danced with her, and then he had her ring redone, and he gave her a new ring or whatever. So I like being able to make those kind of stories happen.
Nice.
So if it doesn't matter what the song is. I have a friend right now that wants me to learn Dirty Head Sloth's Revenge. Mm-hmm. So I have the first verse and the hook down right now, but goddamn, that's a lot of rapping. I don't know, and it's quick. It's quick. So I mean, but yeah, that's basically it. I'm just trying to get out there and get everybody to maybe check out the music. It might not be for you. It might be for you. I don't know. It might be something right up your alley. You might be like, holy shit, that guy covered, Rob Thomas Smooth, and I love that song. Mm-hmm. Or it all depends, but you might like my originals too, and I'll play you an original before we get out of here. But
yeah.
You're like a jack of all trades.
I try.
When you're not doing music, what are some of your hobbies? What are some things you're into?
I work. That's about it.
That's it? Just work and play music?
Yeah. I have no hobbies. We went road bike today. So we have nice mountain bikes. Mm-hmm. So we go out and ride them every once in a while. And we did that today. So that's fun.
It's a hobby.
Music wise, dude, I think everything I do is music related. Mm-hmm. I try not to waste any time, because for me, like a lot of guys, whenever they meet me, they're like, it doesn't make any sense. You just started and you're already like, I know guys that have been doing it for 4 or 5 years that aren't playing, 3, 4, 5 shows a week. Mm-hmm. And I just tell them my big thing is, you just got to embrace it. Yeah. Like, I don't know when this wave is going to crash, but I'm going to ride it until it's over.
Right, man.
I had a conversation with somebody that does a podcast, and they said I've been doing podcasting now for 4 years. I have recorded 100 episodes in 4 years, and he said you are trying. They pretty much, in a way. I don't think he was being mean, but it was more or less like, I think you're doing too much at one time. Like, you're doing 4 shows, you're doing this, you're doing that. And I said to him, I was like, and he goes, and I just don't understand how you're like, I've been doing it for 4 years and I only have this following and your following is here. And I was like, I'm not saying that you're this person, but I'm not just going to sit on my hands, man. Nope. Like, I'm going to go for it. Yep. Like, and I think total between the 4 shows, we're up to almost 130 episodes total. Like, there's 130 episodes on YouTube and on audio.
We're hitting
That's
like
awesome.
We're hitting like about 30 for most of them.
Yeah.
Cause I listened to, ironically enough, coming from Hidden River, I was listening to Fallen Pride, the Bangin Beers episode.
How'd it sound?
Too. Pretty good. Pretty good. I mean,
it's a lot louder now.
It was nice. Right? It was just really funny. Like, I just remember like listening, because like I just like listening to it just on like once in a while just to see how everything goes.
And it's a good way to teach yourself like what I can do differently. Because if you don't listen back, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're not. You're just. It's kind of like, oh, I would do this next time.
Right.
You're critiquing yourself. But yeah, so I told the guys like, well, listen, man, like. That's your fault that your following's not.
It absolutely is.
That's your fault that you only have this many episodes. I was like, you can do it. He's like, yeah, but do you ever? I'm like, no. I sacrifice a lot. I sacrifice time with my wife. I sacrifice time doing things I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I had to take things that I'm really like. Right now, football's on.
Right.
And I don't watch it. Like I really don't watch as many sports, because this is something I'm passionate about, and I'm going to go for it.
And honestly, are you really missing something out
No.
with football?
I am. I enjoy it.
I know you like it, but
like I
mean,
watched
like,
2
I've
quarters of
been
the
hearing
Redskins
stuff,
game,
yeah.
but like no, I had something you know me, dude. I was a huge mixed martial arts fan.
Yeah, I know.
I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Because what I do now is I'm all right, cool. Like I don't really do a mixed martial arts show anymore. If it's on and I can catch it, sure, I'll watch it. But for the most part, I like my hobbies are the same thing as my podcast. So like if my pop culture show, I try to at least once a week watch something new on Netflix or watch a new show or a movie. I try to play a little bit of a game or try a new game or do some research.
Right.
Or I'm watching professional wrestling. I love pro wrestling again. Like I feel like I'm fucking 8 all over again.
Yeah.
Like it's just so it really comes down to your work ethic. Like how people are saying like, oh, I've been doing music this long and you've only been doing it this long. Well, good for you. Push.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll inspire you to step your game up a little bit. You
So
know.
I always tell people, it's like if I'm not, and I mean, my wife and I, we've even had this conversation. If I'm not doing it, there's somebody who is.
Someone's gonna work hard, just as hard or
You
not
got
harder
it.
than you.
You got
That's
it.
why I say all the time, man. Like I'm a very welcoming podcast. If you're another podcast, dude, let's sit down and let's do a collaboration.
Right, yeah.
Let's work together. I will promote the shit out of your stuff because I'd be ignorant to think I'm the only dude out here doing it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
But on the same token, is as much as I respect you, I am going to try to outwork people. Like I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to try to craft my thing, craft really well.
Yep.
And maybe you'll inspire me to do better things. And if I do that and you inspired me to do it, you'll be the first person I talk about on the show saying, the reason I did this is because this podcast does it. And I fucking love this
Right.
podcast
Yep.
and go check them out.
Yep.
Nothing
Because-
out of spite or anything.
No,
like
because I
that
think
at
once you
all.
get
No.
spiteful, like, oh, I'm not like, oh, this podcast, they do the same thing I do. Well, fuck them. Like, no, I think that's a terrible way to go about it. And I don't have like a higher power believing, but I do believe that there is something in the universe, and what you put in is what you get back. And if you're a spiteful person who just wishes bad for others, it's not you're just gonna eat the shit, not them.
It definitely seems, and even in the musician world,
It's super cutthroat.
Yeah, it's if you're in certain groups. Now I'm so lucky because I don't hang out with those fucking assholes. Like if I sense some assholeness coming from your direction, I just won't talk to you. That's okay. I don't need your connection then because there's nothing that we're going to be able to do for each other. Whereas if you're a good person, like I opened for that band I was telling you last night, we had an issue at one of the venues. It was double booked. And they're like, "Hey, we'll get the band to open for you." I'm like, "That's not going to happen. Like, I'm an acoustic guy. You're not having a full band open for an acoustic
Set up,
guy. This makes
then
no
break
sense."
down and have an acoustic guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I opened for them, and they were super appreciative of it. But what they don't understand, like, I went up to them afterwards. I'm like, "You guys are really good, and thank you for letting me open it for you." You know, and they were blown away by me thanking them. But their name's Mother Dimension. You guys can check them out. They're friggin' awesome. But for me, the one band member was like, "Hey, you know, I was looking at your dates. You're playing like everywhere all the time." And I was like, "If I'm not doing it, somebody else is. How am I supposed to get any further if I'm not the guy that's out there doing it?"
There's a theory out there. It's I don't have the exact. I always say the 10,000 hour.
It is, yeah.
But they say that if you don't do something for at least 10,000 hours, you're not a master at it.
Nope. Yep.
Your 10,000 hours can take you 100 years. It could take you 50 years. It could take you 30 years.
You got it.
Or it could take you 2 years. It really depends on how many. So like you going
How you
up and
grind it.
playing all those shows, you're learning. You're getting better. You're mastering your craft. Like it's that goes with anything. Like listen, not all my shows are home runs. But this is me putting my hours in. This is me learning.
Right.
This is me going through my motions. And another thing I was telling the guy too, I was like, well, when you do your podcast, do you have guest spots? No. It's just me talking. I was like, well, that might be a problem. He goes, why? I said, the more you expose other people, you're going to get better guest spot. Like, I think the reason why we're as successful as we are is because we said, hey, this episode of Bangin' Beers is going to feature, this band or this person. And we're actually at a more advantage with this show because we're tagging the brewery, we're tagging a guest, and then we have a great conversation on top of it. Same with musicians. I always say, like, why don't you have someone open? Like, why don't you just play with each other?
Yeah.
You might not make as much money because you got to split the profit with the bar with 2 other people. So you'll take a hit with your money, but at the end of the night, now you have that band who shows up and brings their 50 people. You have your band who shows up and brings their 50 people. You used to play together, and then you just have a new 50 people who just watch your performance and say, I like you just as much as I like that band. And now you've gained new followers. That's how, like, if you just keep doing it yourself and the same 6 people listen to you play, the only way you're getting growth is by going out and putting yourself out there, which can happen.
Right.
Or you can collaborate with people.
Yeah, I mean, and I never pass up that opportunity. Like, I think, and my friends have told me before, if you get into being a musician, really anything, if you get into anything for money, you shouldn't.
No, do it because you want to do it.
Yeah, because the passion outweighs it. I would never work as hard as I do for money. If it was just, if all this was about was money, there's zero chance I'd still be doing it.
Yeah, I go to work every day. I like my job, but even when I'm at work, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But when I'm like, oh, it's time to do a podcast, I'm excited to do it.
Yep.
I have fun doing it.
My favorite place to play still to this day is Larson Mead Works. It's a mead wine place. It's in Mechanicsburg, and it holds, let's say, being generous, let's say that it holds 35 people total. My hands down favorite place to play. I can go in there without any amps, anything. I can sit on a stool in that room and play my heart out for those people for 3 hours, and everybody is receptive. Everybody has a good time. Everybody sings along. That's my kind of play. So anywhere I've played on other stages. I played a festival a little while ago that had a stupid amount of people. This weekend I'm playing at a golf resort, and there's like a radio station there and a bunch of other stuff, and I'm doing a 4-hour set there for myself. So I don't know if any of this is ever going to come close to playing to people in a place the size of my living room where everybody's receptive. You know, it's
feedback and support is amazing.
It's just it's a crazy ride. It's been absolutely wild to see my life turn completely upside down and on its head, and
all because a homeless guy gave you a guitar.
All because that dude gave me a guitar. That was it. That was it.
What the fuck,
Did you ever get his name or anything?
No, he had a cross. This is what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm not like super religious or whatever. He had a cross tattooed on his forehead. So if I ever see the guy again, it's gonna be super easy to recognize him.
Yeah.
He had dreads and he had a cross tattooed on his forehead.
White guy, black guy?
Black guy. Yeah. And I've never seen him again, ever since that day. I don't know if he moved. I don't know where. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But I still have the guitar.
Yeah.
Like, that Gibson sits in a case in my closet. I don't mess with it. I'm eventually going to get it mounted so I can just put it on the wall.
It's like a display item at this point. Yeah.
Because it's the whole reason why everything has fallen into where it has.
Yeah.
So
I'd fucking play it. Screw it.
That's what I want to do. I want to get it restored because the head he broke the head. Well, I don't know if he broke it, but somewhere along the way, it got the headstock broken in half. So he super glued it back together. So it's got like, it's not great. I mean, the guitar shop that takes care of me is BCR Sound in Lemoyne, and they do all my restrings, and those guys are amazing. Like, I can call them and be like, hey, I broke 2 strings, and they'll be like, come in right away, we'll replace them, no problem, get you back on the road. So it's nice to have those places, but yeah, I think at some point I'll probably have them rehab that guitar for me and just kind of bring it back to its luster, or just leave it.
You should find like an artist that can do like a silhouette drawing of just like a dude, like kind of like a silhouette of a dude. You can see like of his dreads, just walking with a dog with a guitar on his back,
right?
And that should be like your.
That'd be my album cover.
That'd be your cover, or your band logo, like your logo to your music.
And then you provide like a little forward saying like, "Hey, like
whoever you are, dude, thank you so much."
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever know. I don't think he'll ever get it on what just roller coaster ride he took me, because I was working for John Deere at the time.
Yeah.
And like, I had quit my job. I've been working for the same company for 10 years. And And so I left them and went to work for John Deere for 6 months, 55 hours a week salary. And I was trying to do comedy at the time, and that wasn't working out. And then once I started playing and going to open mics, I was like, there's zero possibility of me being able to keep this job with John Deere and play music. So I had to leave. So I left that job and I devoted all that time then to playing. And then now I'm working 3 days a week at my day job. And that's almost too much.
Yeah.
That's I mean, I played Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week. And then I played, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week.
Wow.
So
Yeah. It's something we talked about before in a show about leaving a legacy. And no matter, every single day you wake up, and this is not trying to get spiritual again, but every single day you wake up, this is something you could think of. You could be that homeless guy. You could be any. You can literally change someone's life in a moment, an instant, just by being gracious.
Yeah.
By, like, you know what I mean? And on the same token, you could do the same thing being an asshole.
Yep.
Like, you could wake up one day, you can put your shoes on, you can walk out your front door, and the first person you make eye contact with, you can literally make a lasting impact on the rest of their life and not even know it.
Yep.
It's such an important thing to think about every single day. Like, because, I mean, it's like you just met some random guy, you were walking out of an AutoZone, and he just said, hey, man, here's a guitar. And then here you are. That's awesome. It's insane. Like, it inspires me that message just to be a better person and relay that to people. You know what I mean?
It's just you never know what you can do that'll change. Like I said, like even with that couple.
That guy had no money. He had no money.
Right.
He literally had nothing. The only thing he had was his dog and that guitar.
And a $3,000 guitar that he got rid of for $10.
And he wasn't even asking for the $10.
Nothing.
And that gesture literally like changed your life. Like,
100%.
And he asked for nothing in return. Like I truly feel maybe that guy was given a better situation because of his generosity. I hope the universe hooked him up.
Yeah.
Because that he literally had nothing to offer. So even when you're like, man, I'm broke, I can't support this, or I have no money, I can't. That doesn't even mean anything.
Right.
Literally just being an ear to somebody, talking to someone, giving someone a hug that looks like they need it. Like,
right, yeah.
You can change someone's life.
Yep.
Like in an instant.
Yep. I don't ruin anybody's day that doesn't ruin mine.
Exactly.
That never happens. I'm nice to everybody for the most part. Unless there's a reason not to be. And then you deserve it. Then it's but if you're going out there and putting out positive energy, you're never going to run into that guy.
Yeah.
And that's I try to make sure that I treat everybody well, because especially when I meet people, when I meet fans, like when I'm out talking to people or I meet people that come up and they're like, "Oh, I heard you here." I try to remember faces. I try to remember names. I try to remember any kind of detail. And it's nice to be able to recognize that I do appreciate every single person that comes out.
Same here, man. When someone comes up to me and goes, man, I listen to your podcast, I'm like, thank you so much.
Yes.
It means the world. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Because I'm putting everything into it. And for you to give me an hour of your day...
Right.
Because I know my shows are quick. You
Right,
know what I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you give me an hour or 2 hours and you enjoyed it and you stuck around, or even listen to a chunk here, a chunk there, a chunk there, it means the world. Like, it means, like, every time I get a new subscriber, I'm like, awesome.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
it means, it's a good feeling. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
I do.
But let's play something here.
All right.
Let's get one going.
I got to tune up quick, so y'all got to talk a little bit.
Yeah, you go right ahead. Yeah.
That beer's delicious, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't get to it yet.
The Flying Mouflon.
No?
Yeah.
I'm talking too much.
That's actually one of my tops, Flying Mouflon.
Really?
That got really turned me on to like the actual craft.
We actually bought it the day we tried to record out of Troegs, and it didn't work out. That's beautiful.
Thank you. This is the first guitar I bought. My first gig. On the way to the first gig.
Really?
I was like, I don't have a presentable guitar whatsoever. So I made sure that I played this one, or bought this one. And same deal, BCR. They hooked me up with some guitars.
I don't have any Bangin beer stickers left.
Ah, perfect. All right, I got to tune up quick.
Yeah, we're completely tapped out. I'm completely tapped out too.
They were. They all got snatched up at Brewfest.
Oh my god!
So what did you think overall of the beers while he's tuning?
I really enjoyed the Mellow Mink because I always saw those from the.
It's a beautiful bottle. It's like it's a classy. It's like a classy bottle.
It is.
The PA Brunettes mentioned about that on Instagram. Oh, Mellow Mink, and then
PA Brunette.
Yep.
Yeah,
her
she's
and then
awesome.
I think Tyler Budwash actually had some stuff about that then too.
Once I finally get to a point where I can be off on a weekend and I can get Saturdays off, man, I would fucking love to start doing more brewery stuff. It's tough.
You should go along with me. Yeah,
it's hard, man. But the only problem is that I seen a video of Hudson Valley, and they did like a speed video of them doing like the line run.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't sit that long. I couldn't sit in a line that long for a beer.
Well, the whole thing is you have to be prepared for it. You know what I mean? Like
I mentally am not ready for that. Like I don't mind standing in line for something, but I couldn't imagine standing in a line that long to buy like 4 beers.
You try out different beers then on top of it.
Like
too,
I'm more of a person like I'll go into a restaurant, let's go see a brewery, get some food, drink a beer or two, and then head out. Like I couldn't imagine standing there for 4 hours before you even walk in the door.
No.
You should at least try it out. Try it once.
I will be a miserable prick the whole time. I will. Hey, I have to realize with my joint disorder, I'm going to be standing or sitting in a line.
Bob Belcher.
I'm just being honest.
It's like I'm going to go, but I'm going to complain the whole entire time. I get it.
I'm not going to complain, but in my brain, I'm going to have the worst time ever.
It's not that terrible.
So I'm going to hate everything.
I'm 4 hours ago, I was like,
I'm telling you why it's going to be terrible for me.
I get it.
I will be in excruciating pain, and then by the time I get in, I'm going to slam the 6 beers I stood in 4 lines for just to get drunk enough I don't feel the pain anymore. So fun fact, I was diagnosed as 16 with a joint disorder. So I have like hypermobility in my joints.
Okay.
So sitting for too long, standing for too long, moving for too long, like just the muscles that hold my joints in, no matter what I do, like if I sleep, if anything, like if they overextend or sit for a long period of time, they just like loosen, and then it's just bone on bone. And I'm like Mick Mars. I got you. It's hard. Like, I go to shows and people are like, "Wow, you're happy today." I'm like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm just not having a good day." Like, you know what I mean?
Today's not that day.
Yeah, today's not a good day for me. But yeah, so
my bones are literally grinding.
Yeah, so sitting in line for 4 hours in like October, November for a beer.
Says I'm not into that at all.
Would fucking
with the weather,
I will jump in front of a car, but before we get there,
with the weather, how it's been, you know what I mean? Like with it being fucking humid as shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But no, what was I gonna say? Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot. But I mean, anyhow, I actually enjoyed the Mellow Mink beers. I actually enjoyed the Rock God beer then too, because I know Danville has a few other breweries.
It's a nice growler too. It's a nice growler.
So that's always a
drink
pretty
more
cool
of that.
thing. Yeah, but
these are beautiful. These bottles are gorgeous.
Yeah, I like you said, they were classy. I really enjoyed them.
I wonder why they went with a mink.
That's a good question. I've never asked that.
Yeah.
I've been there a million times. I never asked them why.
Now here's a cool little thing just to let you know then too. So one of our guys from our team, he basically talked to Tattered Flag, and they actually want us to go on site.
Yeah. Just gotta get
Tattered Flag, yeah.
We just gotta get our mic situation.
Yeah, that, and then when I met with my buddy, he was telling me a little bit about the history of the place overall, because with the floods and everything else, they pretty much renovated this.
Dude, I would go to any brewer that was willing to have us. It just right now
there's going to be a million. There's going to be a million of them.
Yeah,
I get it.
Right now we just can't. I just don't have the equipment.
But
if you want us to go to breweries and explore more, you can always buy merch or donate our podcast.
Yes.
There you go.
But smash that like button.
Yeah, we did a brew fest, which I was so happy we did it. But the problem was the audio was not good because these microphones pick up everything.
Yeah.
And it was just like, fuck, man. I went and watched it. I was like, dude, I posted it, but I was like, I'm really sorry. Like, so another thing we did too is I recorded it with a webcam.
Okay.
And not with the camera we're using now.
So you had that.
So what happened was halfway through, the audio and the video jumped ahead of each other, so it's not in sync. So if you're watching it, you're not visibly seeing what you're hearing.
Right.
And my computer that I edit on is not the greatest editing computer, so I couldn't, like, my computer just lags too much, so I couldn't match. It was just a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally getting by on just scraps right now. Like, but we're trying. We're getting
I'll
by.
also see, you know what? I probably have some equipment I can donate to this podcast. So let me check my inventory when I get home. I have a lot of podcast equipment, so maybe we can make something happen for you guys. Make it a little
Cool.
easier.
That'll
Let's put it a
definitely
little
work
easier.
out. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We're trying. We're getting there.
Yeah,
So what one are you
sounds
gonna play
good.
here? Are you gonna play the pop song?
I might play 2 different ones for
All
you
right.
if we got
Yeah, go
time
right
for
ahead.
it.
No, absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and mute our mics.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this first song is this is called "Not Ready." So this is the song I wrote. This is literally the first song I've ever written, and it's about addiction. And I have it recorded. It's on my website, davegates.org, and you can find it on there. It's recorded with a full band. I like it a little bit more acoustic, so it'll be nice to actually have an acoustic recording of it. So here's this is called "Not Ready." You've got a hold on me that I can't seem to break, and you get more of me with every hit I take. Thought I was done with you, but you came back around. You took the walls I built and burned them to the ground. But I'm not ready to give in to you, or let you control me the way that you do. And I've seen what you offer, and it's always the same. 1 minute of pleasure for a lifetime of pain. This time I'm done with you. Yes, I'll go. I go from ashes to being new. Taste you in the morning and crave you late at night. I gave you everything without even a fight. I snuff you out and then I take you in again. It's always me who ends up suffering in the end. But I'm not ready to give in to you, or let you control me the way that you do. And I've seen what you offer, and it's always the same. 1 minute of pleasure for a lifetime of pain. And I'm so fucking done with you. Yeah, this time I go from ashes to being new. Smell that's on my clothes reminds me you were here. And in my darkest times you always reappear. One day I'll break the chains that you have always held, or I will light the match and send myself to hell. 'Cause I'm not ready to give in to you, or let you control me the way that you do. And I've seen what you offer, and it's always the same. 1 minute of pleasure for a lifetime of pain. And this This time I'm done with you. Yes, I'm done with all the shit you put me through.
That was awesome, man.
Thank you.
The lyrics, man.
You think?
Some deep lyrics.
Very, yeah. It's
Now,
No.
is that just about addiction?
It's about addiction. So listen, the difference here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wrote the song so you can get 100% real. Nobody knows this. Everybody will now. I wrote it about smoking because I smoke cigarettes, right? And I've smoked for forever. I've smoked since I was like 14. And like now I'm doing the vape thing and the alien dick douche flute, whatever the hell you call it.
Yeah.
So like I'm sucking on that thing all the time, trying to feed this fucking addiction that has literally just like you add it up, I could have had like a Humvee and a helicopter and like what but that's what the song's about, but really it doesn't just apply to that. Whenever I was writing it, it started out about smoking and it turned into relationships, man.
Yeah, there's some heartache in there.
Bad relationships, bad you're just not giving up. Like saying you're not ready, like you know what's going to happen. You know what this road leads to. And to have the ability to see this is what this is going to end up as. I've been here before. We've all been here before. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't just stop it right there and you know, you can change the future. But if you stay with it, you know what you're going to do. Yeah. That's why that last verse, you know, I'll light the match and send myself to hell. Because that's what will happen. You continue doing it, you're going to put an ending to your life that wasn't meant to happen.
That was a great song, man. I'm a big lyric guy. I love some lyrics, and that was deep, man. There was a few parts of the song like I was like thinking my own life at certain points, and it could be with anything you said, like it could literally be anything, just bad choices you make, and how a few seconds of pleasure could be a lifetime of pain. Like that's awesome. It's a good song.
Thank you.
That's a hit.
That's the first song I ever wrote.
I like it.
And like I said, we recorded it with a full band. It's not on an album or anything. I don't even think you can download that song yet. I don't think we
you
have
can hear it
now.
I hear it on interviews.
Yeah, you can hear it here. You can hear it here on Bangin'
Beers podcast.
Yeah.
So you got one more for us? Yeah,
I got another one, and this is completely different. And this is kind of what I was trying to tell everybody when they were listening. My music styles are all over the map. So this song is more like if you're like an Ed Sheeran or Sam Smith or fucking Boyz II Men fan or anything like that. This would be, I think you'll get down with this song, and it's a love song. So if you're not in love, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It'll happen for you, brother.
Yes. Listen to that other song, and you're just not ready for love yet.
Yeah.
Is what's happening. So if you, this song's interesting because it's blues chords, and I wrote it with chords that I didn't even know existed. And this hasn't been recorded yet either. I sent it to my producer, but we haven't gotten in the studio yet. So this song's called Here With You. When you walk in the room, you smile lots away every time. Oh baby, I'm into you. Like flowers, I just need your sunshine. I want you to walk on over and tell me I'm your lover. Oh yeah, wrap your arms around me and practice making babies. Let's just lay right here and never leave. The world is ours if we just believe. No, there's nowhere else that I'd rather be than here with you. Oh baby, I'd die for you. I take a bullet straight through the heart. Your love is like super glue. Without you I would fall right apart. And I'll tell you right now, baby, there's no one that can make me feel. Oh yeah, half as good as you do. I'm lucky like a roulette wheel. Let's just lay right here and never leave. The world is ours if we just believe. No, there's nowhere else that I'd rather be than here with you. I need you to tell me that we'll always be together, and that I'm not the only one who meant forever. I love when you walk on over and tell me I'm your lover. Yeah, I wrap my arms around you. You won't ever have to be alone. Let's just lay right here and never leave. The world is ours if we just believe. No, there's nowhere else that I'd rather be than here with you.
All right, that was.
It's a little pretty.
Yeah, man, I like your style.
Thank you.
Like I would definitely jam to that in the car, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would definitely.
I played a little slow there because I like playing it slow because I just get into it more.
You have a good voice too, man.
Thank you.
No, you definitely got it, man.
Thank you.
You have it going on, and just for starting as short amount of time as you have, like. I think you quitting your job was a good move, and putting your time into music.
Yeah,
you have a good attitude as well. I think good things are going to happen for you. I truly do.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys letting me be here.
Yeah.
This was super fun.
That was our first original performance on Bangin Beers podcast.
Yeah,
that was it.
There's a lot of firsts coming down the pike for September.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
That's great. That's great. I'm just glad. Like I said, if anybody likes the music. I mean, I have a stupid amount of songs that I'm ready to release, and I'm just ready for people to be able to connect with music the way that they used to connect with music. Because a lot of the shit that's out there now is so cookie cutter.
There's no feeling to it.
No, and the lyrics just went out of the you got to tell a story.
Yeah.
You have to tell some kind of story because what they're doing now is they're finding a formula that works. And they're using that formula, like you said earlier. They're checking the checklist. Does it fall within 104 and 128 beats per minute? Okay, that's perfect. Why don't we get back to having music be what it used to be, where you can feel the music. You don't have to listen to it. You can feel what that music encompasses. I think that's what needs to happen, and I'm just happy that anybody will listen to me.
Yeah.
Being less than a year in, I'm just super happy that anybody finds that any song is okay.
When did you start?
I played my first paid show in November. I started playing guitar
Last November?
in
Did you
July.
hear something cool?
What's that?
This show started last year, November.
Really?
Yep. So we
Look at that.
So me, you, and then the band Apollo 88 have all like another band that we had in here.
I heard about them. Yeah.
We all started the same month of last year.
Yeah.
And here we are.
88 was the if you added up all their birthdays, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listen to your show too. Don't
Yeah.
worry. It's okay.
I love it. I appreciate that. I mean, that means a lot. No, man, it's really good. I think you just keep at it. your lyrics are impressive. They're really good.
you.
And your guitar playing is good. I think it's good. Like it's complex but simple. It's good. It's catchy. I like it a lot. How we were talking before, like Post Malone.
Right.
You know, and how he puts a song out and people are like, oh, fuck that guy because his appearance doesn't fit the cookie cutter.
Right.
His features is like he puts a song out that actually has some feeling to it.
Yep.
Like you could feel his lyrics,
Yep.
and then he has some guy come in as a guest spot, and you kind of like can Post come back on the track?
Right, yeah. Can you just bring him back? Because it was way more heartfelt.
Yeah. So you can definitely genuine. I think when you're a genuine person, I think it just shines through.
Yeah.
And I think it definitely does that with your music and your personality.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love it. And along the same lines with Post Malone, I love the fact that I walk in all shaved head, tattooed me, and get to play that fucking pop love song.
Yeah.
And people go, "What in the hell?" Kind of alternate reality. I love looking at the reactions from everybody, because it never gets old.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, at the one point in time, I had hair down on my chest. I had real long hair.
Yeah.
And tattoos and stuff. And I'd walk into a room and they'd be like, "Oh crap!" And then I go to when I went to HMAC, and I was like interviewing rappers, and they're like, "What the fuck are you interviewing me for? Get out of here, Charles Manson!"
Oh,
you know?
no.
And I was like, "No," and I would kind of talk to them about rap music and music in general, and they'd be like floored, like, "What?" And like talk R&B. I'm like, "Dude, I'm a huge fan of like da 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 da." And they'd be like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, man, like." Music's for everybody, and they're like 100%. Like we're just impressed that you actually you listen to our stuff. You know what I mean? Like that. Like it's like I love when I go to a rock show. Like I go to see a heavy metal band, or I go see a band, and there's like 3 Hispanic, like there's like 10 Hispanic dudes and 10 black dudes in the crowd. Like good. Like this is for everybody, man.
Yes.
Like I like that. I like when music can cross platform like that. You know,
I'll play. I've had requests before. Brian McKnight.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Yeah.
It's undeniable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the song called? Back at One?
Yeah. Yeah. And then Mark Wills covered it. Yeah.
It's like a dream come true. Yeah. 100%.
I love Brian McKnight. And that's why whenever you hear.
Did you ever listen to Music Soul Child out of Philly?
Yes.
Oh, he's awesome
yes.
too.
Yes.
You want to talk about some lyrics?
Yeah.
That song Don't Change.
Yeah.
The lyric goes, "I will love you when your hair turns gray. I'll still love you if you gained a little weight. The way I feel for you will always be the same, just as long as your love don't change."
Perfect.
Like, you play that for a woman, she's like, impregnate me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what usually works for me, and I'll do it at my shows, is Adam Sandler, right? So I'll be like, I'm going to play an Adam Sandler song. Everybody's like, no. Right? Everybody's like, what is it? Okay, Ode to My Car, the Hanukkah song, whatever. Grow Old with You.
Yeah.
I always say
The Wedding Singer.
Yep. I'm like, hey guys, listen. If you ever want to learn how to play one song to pick up women, just one.
Yeah.
If you just want to learn one, this is your song.
Yeah.
And I'll play it, and they're like, oh yeah, actually, yeah, okay, it's pretty.
It's amazing too, like just the power of music. We were talking about before how like they use it for like therapy when people are going through like Alzheimer's or dementia. And there's this video on the internet, this elderly black gentleman, and he literally sits in a chair. His eyes are bugged out of his head. Well, no, at first he's like his eyes are half closed, but he has very large eyes, and he's just sitting there and he's drooling on himself. He has no idea where he is. He just I don't think his family comes to visit him really much anymore, and he's just sitting in a chair. And they're trying to talk to him. He's like, like he can't even put together sentences. He's just so far gone. And they walk over and put an iPod in his ears, and they play a song from like the 40s of like the jazzy blues that was his favorite song growing up. And he literally reanimates to a completely different human being. And he can't form a sentence, but he's like singing along with the songs, and he's tapping his feet.
So cool.
And his eyes wide open, and he's dancing, and it's beautiful. Like, and they're like, it's just insane how like music can bring out a memory, or like you can listen to a song and be like, I remember this girl in 4th grade at the dance. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just can bring you back to that. And another great thing is like movies. I'm a big movie guy, and there's always a scene of a movie where you're like, man, I remember this movie because of this song or this part that had this music in it. Like 10 Things I Hate About You, when Heath Ledger start doing the I love you, babe, and he's dancing around. Like, beautiful. Like, just music is such an amazing, amazing thing. And God, I wish I can play an instrument or sing, but
Hey,
just
you probably can.
I probably can, but I just don't have the time to work at it.
Yeah. you just, and
I'll
that's,
just stick with podcasting and helping other people.
Yes, that's what I always tell people, and that's probably the biggest message I bring to my shows. Is I always tell people my story, and I say, if you're thinking of doing something,
Driving me nuts.
just
Can
do
you
it.
text him? Shoot him a message.
I thought that's not Sharpie's dog.
Isn't
though.
that?
No,
I thought it was
definitely not.
I thought he had that little tiny dog he took for his
Sounds
parents.
a little bit like Sharpie's dog. It's a joke. Just want to say, I'm not sure.
We're almost done.
message
We're
him
almost
really
done
quick,
here.
but-
We're almost done.
Does that look like a robot fucking a crab?
I'm kind of into this now.
I don't see what you see.
A robot fucking a crab.
So
Actually, yes, it does.
So Ben just showed me the
In the mouth.
Chicago Bulls logo upside down, and I don't.
Yeah, and
I
it's
don't.
like the robot has like the two
It's in the
eyes.
mouth.
Let me see it again. Let me see it again.
It's in the
The
mouth.
robot with the
Yep.
2 eyes, and then like there's the robot there, and then there's the crab.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I see it now. Awesome. Thank you, Ben, for ruining my childhood.
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, the '96 Bulls will never be the same.
Crab fuckers. Yeah.
Is there anything you want to wrap up with here?
No, not really. Just check out the album. I
Yeah.
mean, check out the album once it comes out. If
Book 'em.
you, yeah, if you know of a place up around here or anywhere in the state, I will literally travel for no money. I don't mind. Just get a hold of me and let me come play. If you have a house party, I do private events. I've been doing private events all year. I'll come. I'll come and play. You have a charity event. You want to raise money for something? Cool. Give me a call. Give me a call. We'll make some money for whatever you're trying to raise money for. Yeah, I mean, I'm here to play music for anybody who will listen. So that includes everybody that's listened to this.
Yeah,
So,
dude, it's just unbelievable that a Google search put us here. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? I love it, man. I truly, truly appreciate it. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing something because you're someone outside of my circle who found me. That's
You are.
that's awesome. I looked. We have a few mutual friends, but nothing like that would get me to the point where like one of them, like you talk to them to find this,
Yeah, no.
because I the people that we're mutual friends with were really like, I don't even really know them that well. I just know them because we know them. But it was awesome. That's a great feeling. This all around, this was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Thank you again to Rock Gods for your awesome beer, Mellow Mink,
yeah.
and then we finished off with the Troegs. We didn't really talk too much about the Troegs. Not for me. I took a sip. Not
You know,
for
like
me.
that was
bourbon barrel
100%
aged.
for me.
I love the bourbon barrel aged, and that was like
Yeah.
I loved the original barley wine because that's what really got me into
Yes.
craft.
It was not
And
good.
so
I don't know if it's my hangover though, because I'm at the point where I'm just like drinking. I'm like,
Might be,
"Whoa,
yeah.
I'm over it. I'm fucking over
But
it."
but due to the fact that Flying Mouflon was like literally my bread and butter. I looked forward to it like my 2 last college years. I would just be like, Flying Mouflon. Oh my god,
okay.
that was like one
Okay.
of my favorites.
Yeah, it's my first time ever having it. I would
But
definitely
bourbon
drink that
barrel aged,
again.
wow,
Yeah.
it didn't really even taste like anything. It was It was just different overall.
I really enjoyed how I don't know how to say it else than thick. It was like a thick flavor. It had a lot of flavor. So, are you going to stab? He's going to stab Sharpie's dog. Hold on 1 second. Is it a Sharpie? Yeah,
That's Sharpie's little dog.
it's Sharpie's dog.
man.
I knew it.
Sharpie, come
Fucking
on,
Sharpie.
man.
I love you to death, Sharpie.
Fucking Sharpie.
Ruin our fucking shows. Ruin our fucking shows.
It's just one of those. I much rather his bigger dog at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I want some bass in the voice. That
Yeah.
that sharpness of the dog. It just goes
sounds
through the
pissed.
earphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I want to come back inside, is what he's saying.
Don't
But
we
yo,
all?
what do you got to plug, Ben?
What do I have to plug? Not
keep
cool in
it-
high school.
right,
We
cool.
are actually doing a Beetlejuice episode. We've got a lot to unpack on this one.
Yeah.
A lot to unpack, and I'm kind of glad we opened up the Pandora's box on Beetlejuice because people just remember the movie and
I learned a lot.
so on and so forth, but therefore it's going to be a fun topic. Definitely tune in on that.
Yeah. So we do have a lot of different. We have 4 different channels here on our station. You can see Bangin' Beers every Sunday. We try to upload an episode every Sunday. Mondays are usually every Monday is an interview. It won't be. Not every week you're going to see one every week, because sometimes we'll take a week off or do something. I know in a couple weeks we have some stuff coming up, or like tomorrow I have I'm going to see the Backstreet Boys, so I'm not shooting an interview on Monday. So next Monday, the following Monday will not be an episode. But just stay tuned. But normally, if you want to keep track of us, Sundays are Bangin' Beers, Mondays are interviews. As of right now, Thursdays are Not Cool in High School, and Fridays are Tornado Tag Podcast. Okay. But Not Cool in High School is moving to Tuesday, which will then air on Wednesday. Not Cool in High School is really, they're all, like I said, every show is fun. There's something for everybody. If you like craft beer and conversation, this is it. If you like interviews we have beers every now. I mean, at least I have a beer. I'm really nervous.
We cross platform.
Bangin' Beers Light.
Yeah, there's beers on Not Cool in High School and Tornado Tag sometimes as well. The last Tornado Tag episode we had a little bit of the bubbly.
Oh yeah,
if
Andy told me about
if
that.
you're a Jericho fan, Chris Jericho just invented a new catchphrase. He won his championship and then went backstage and they had like a little celebration area. And he's like, I won my championship and I'm going to have a little bit of the bubbly. But the funny thing is he had way too much of the bubbly and lost his belt in real life.
Oh.
Yeah. And they got it back. But now we didn't actually have real champagne because Andy doesn't drink. So we just had bottles of sparkling grape cider. But it looked like champagne. So we were like, let's have a little bit of the bubbly. And we have a new guest on Tornado Tag. This is the Devil Vince puppet.
That's
Vince
pretty
McMahon.
awesome.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, not worth $30. So if you want to go on, WWEshop.com and buy that, it's definitely not worth the $30.
Oh no, they advertise that as.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's fucking
a $30 hair puppet.
awesome. It's great.
Listen, I definitely want a Devil Vince McMahon. That's hilarious.
I get it.
Jealous of his hairline.
But you're just like, wow.
I thot there would be more to it. But like I said, if you stuck around this far and this long, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe, tell your friends about it. Let other people know that what we're doing here. We're trying to get the word out. If you want to be a guest or a returning guest, just hit me up. We'll love to have you back. I have I'm booked now. I'm booked pretty much every show from now till December. I'm wide open in December again. So if anybody wants to come on and hang out with us in December.
So we cannot do like a Halloween episode at Hidden River, maybe, potentially?
Probably not. Unless I can contact the guests and they come for the ride with us. But
they should.
But I need to get the mic situation first.
I know, I get you. I get you.
That's
hit that like button.
The week before Halloween. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. Listen, there's so many things I want to do. We just got to get there first.
I get it. I get it.
And like I said, if you want to buy some cool merch, some Bangin' Beers merch or any other show,
buy a fucking pillow. That's what I'm going to tell you. Buy a fucking pillow.
Don't fuck the pillow. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Don't fuck
it's
the
a
pillow. Buy
now.
a pillow.
It's your money. You can do whatever you want with it.
You can fuck the pillow, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he might not be able to say it, but I'm going to say, if you want to just go ahead and fuck that pillow, you can buy it and still fuck that pillow.
Yeah. This is the worst way to segue this. I don't want this kind of photo, but if you buy any merch, please make sure to send us a photo in the merch so we can then put it on our page.
I want to see a picture of you fucking his pillow.
Yeah.
So the one with his face on it, if you guys can just fuck his face pillow, that'll make my night.
Oh my
It'd
God.
be great. So
it could be a woman too. She could be
I don't care. I don't
grinding her
discriminate.
clam on her or something.
It's all good.
Grinding her clam? Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying? Grinding the clam?
Clam grinder. Yes.
Oh, we got another one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a new shirt. We're gonna put that on a shirt.
Clam grinder.
Clam
Yes.
grinder with my pillow face. So thank you so much for coming in, man.
Absolutely,
It was such a blast. Anytime you want to come back or you have something going on when the album drops, let me know. We'll get you back on.
Yeah, we'll go for round two. I enjoyed you too. I didn't know who the hell you were at first, but now I know a little bit about you.
That's good.
Good job.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much. Check all that stuff out in the description below, and we'll see you next time. Bangin' Beers Podcast.
Peace.
That was awesome.
That was really good.
Can I hear you do a cover?
Yes. Yeah. What do you want to hear? You want to